Well, hello, guys. Welcome back with another banger. And this is going to be another week. And now I think we'll be having two scrims per week. That's going to be Wednesday and Saturday. So here we are for another scrims of the week. My name is Solski, and I will be casting with my oldest partner. First of all, I think she's new here, so I would like to welcome her. How are you, Asuya? How are you doing?
I am great, I'm doing good, and I hope you're
Different
also good soul.
perspectives
But
expose
with
the
that,
same truth.
since the draft is already up, today we have Team Elite Esports going up against Team Elitris.
Welcome
Both of
to the
them are new
greatest
to
match
me,
show of
so
all
like,
time.
do you know these teams or are they new for
My
you
Well,
too?
ally is born
yes,
by
yes.
thy
Like I
wish.
have known this
Guided
team, but I
by
think every
lanterns
time
light.
new teams pop off. But still, you're gonna see, in every tournament I see there are going to be some
Welcome
cliches
to
picked, but
my
with the new patch
castle,
coming up,
my
and plus
friend.
in the scrims, people like to experience a lot with the draft. So I will so there will be a lot of different drafts that will be coming up. So I'm pretty excited for it. As you said, this is going to be a match between Team Elite Esports versus Team Elite. So first pick is going towards Elite Esports. They have banned Paquito, Harley, and Marcel, and the other side have banned the Grok, the Zoshin, and the Minotaur.
Rocks
Quite,
need
I would
no
say,
protection
not
from the
some, I mean,
rain.
not standard bans right there from the right side, though, Suya.
Definitely, especially I would say Paquito is kind of a beast right now with the buff he got. And Zushin, I think these two are the standard bans. They must be the standard bans right now. And Harley, he's kind of sneaky. I think, in a five-man scenario, you can actually counter Harley. So they
I've
could have
been
banned
waiting
out
for too
something else.
long.
Plus, he got
Nowadays, even
See
Leo Mord,
value in me?
even Leo Mord is wreaking
You
havoc.
should.
And since I do see a
There's no
Basha,
time
so
to
maybe they were
chit-chat.
thinking that Leo
oh,
Mord is open. So let's not let that happen.
I mean, I would say it's a good start for the draft on the side of Team Elite Esports because they have gotten the Bakshia and the God.
Just a
But you know what? Atlas got a buff, by the way. In
hole.
this patch, Akai got buff. I mean, all the tanks got a buff except the Tyrael. Tyrael just got adjustment. And in the recent buff, there is new hero as well. Don't think so. New hero is gonna be open for like next 15 to 20 days. But Team Elitris, they have, I think, missed out the opportunity on to getting that Fredrin plus God combination because you need a constant stun to dash out
Heroic
that
is my
Mystic Gust and
craft.
Mystic,
Diggy is my
Mystic
name.
projectile combination. But nevertheless, they have
My
gone for the Diggy
kiss
to counteract that
grants you
Atlas ultimate, the Fatal
immortality
Links, along with
or
that carry to
death.
melt down that Bakshia. But that will be a very, very, I would say, a very long way of thinking in this draft because it's going to be a very late game kind of a draft that Team Elitris has gone for. Team Elite Esports, on the other hand, solid early
Among the
game for now, and
planes
for the late game
exists the
insurance, they got the God as
equilibrium,
well.
which I was made for.
Definitely, both the drafts looking really good, especially that combination which was secured with a Diggy. I would say Carrie, since she does not have much of a range, but at the same time, a really, really, I would say, threatening kind of marksman towards the late game. So right now, she has Fred for the front line. She has a Diggy, and we already know that infamous Diggy and Ixia combo. But now we'll be seeing the Diggy and Carrie combo is also, I would say, pretty good. But at the same time, she needs to be careful from the god because not only he's so annoying, them Atlas can slow, he can stun. Same goes for
Cancel
God.
the
Cooldown is also so
irritation.
low
Some
nowadays.
fun.
Well, absolutely. Like, you don't even need when I think enchanted talisman for that cooldown. So God as a mage is going to be, kind of a prio pick. I was thinking Team Elitist might could have gone for the God and picked carry or some other DPS marksman later. But you know what? You do you,
Come
what you know
and
the best
join
because
me
I
in
think
my
they know that their
dream
power spike
world.
is onto that carry. They don't. I think they might not want to give away the carries. They have thought that Team Elite Esports might could have gone for the carry if they didn't pick the carry into the first phase of the draft. But moving on to the second phase of the draft, we have seen Alice ban, a
Come
Mincetar
on,
ban,
Dexter.
and a
It's our
Eve ban, and a
showtime.
Lilia ban. Lilia and Eve, good bans from them. So they forced out to the mage to go to the Lunox because she is the only one left for that, tank shedding potential.
Ten
Yeah,
years
potential.
of
But I'm still
imprisonment.
kind of still leaning towards a draft of Team Elite Esports because it's a very good front to back combination. You got now Terizla as well as Claude. And Claude just got nerfed as well because his early game put. I mean, developer thought that his early game potential was a lot, so they trimmed it down to a little bit more. So now he needs to get his. Now he's pretty much more dependent on to more itemization again. So you gotta be watching out for that, and especially this Claude with the nerf. I don't think so. It's a good pick in the gold phase, but Claude being Claude, he's never out of the meta.
Well, definitely, since he can build that DHS and has a lot of mobility with that second skill, so I can say he is a pretty safe pick here, especially considering that there is a Fred into the enemy lines. And like so much CC even with the Sora. So I think the best option could be Claude right now, even though Beatrix could also have been a better option. But it also depends if if it's your comfort pick or not. Yet at the same time, really tanky both the sides. There is La, he is shining up once again in the EXP. Pretty unkillable if you ask me.
Yes, I think that unkillable option was there if they didn't go for that carry and the Lunox. But still, I think as you mentioned, there is a Fred as well. But I'm still skeptical of that Claude pick because I mean it's not just some prejudice, but Claude can even Claude ultimate can get counteract by a knockup coming from the Fred. So you have to you have to watch out for that and use your blazing to it very carefully. And with this guys only entering into the land of dawn for the game number one of the evening of the Algambo Esports daily weekly scrims. And this is going to be between Team Elite Esports and Team Elite Elite Esports on the blue, Elite on to the right. I Souls here along with us. We will be casting your game number one. Okay, that was a pretty much a mistake from the Atlas into the mid lane.
Yep, nothing much though. I would say both the roamers being pretty active out there, giving, just getting that level 2 as soon as possible. Again, right now I would say Team Elite Esports bit more upper hand when it comes to the early, only because they have a Diggy, right? And Diggy really needs some items before he can start to shine. He really needs to be careful if he gets locked down first. Quite possible since because there is a god on the opponent, you have a
Oh,
Baksha on the opponent. Go back and kill the Diggy first, right? Meanwhile, in the top lane, this carry as well as Claude, but then again, out of the two, I would say if Claude is more careful, he can poke carry more than a carry can poke a Claude.
well, absolutely. And as you mentioned, there is going to be a Digi Iksha combination, but instant Asuya, I think we are going to see this carry Digi combination. Pretty annoying if you ask me. I think we have faced that Digi Iksha combination to the rank, but there was okay, that was a close one for that Claude, but still he is below, not below 50%, but slightly above 50%. But
Oh,
there is a stun onto that snow. He will be getting the mistake projectile as well. I think he's quite too low. Will be facing his dead end. Yes, and that's the first blood. And meanwhile, into the off-camera side, Baksha getting the kill onto that Fredrin, and I think that was a solo kill, I suppose.
this is what I was exactly talking about. That the God as well as the Atlas combo, Diggy really needs to be safe. And we already saw that how they can just mark down the Diggy. And if there is no Diggy, there is no safety for the carry, no space for the carry. Meanwhile, Baksha, he's pretty good of a jungle counter when it comes to junglers like Fredrin, when it comes to junglers like a Leomord. So that's why I said Team Elite Esports does have a better draft right now. They do have the priority, that entire space over the turtle. Just look at them.
Yep, and that's a very good neutral objective secure coming from the side of Team Elite Esports. And Team Elite Esports now they just gotta continue this momentum, and I think the game will go into their hands for like a couple of minutes now. But still, for the side of Team Elitris, all is not lost because it's just early part of the game. I still think first turtle is not that much of a priority because with this kind of a draft, you have to be delayed. You have to wait for your first item. And in terms of this draft coming from the Xeno side of Elitris, you need that Fredrin's brute force breastplate because for that resilience, because there is an Atlas, you need a brute force as well as there's a god. You need Radiant as well, but there was a chaos from the Lunox just to zone out that Atlas. I mean, pretty much good chaos from him, but Atlas will survive for now.
Such a beautiful combination. Atlas goes ahead, slows down, stuns, and then God can just have all the time he needs. But meanwhile, we do see an engage coming up once again, Fredrin getting stunned. Okay,
There,
Biggie
there,
with the clock.
there was a time journey from the Diggy there, but there is a turtle perseverance as well, and the god will take the kill. He will be getting onto the torrent form from this Prajual, but God will flicker out onto the safe distance. But there is the Storm Mind as well. He's just waiting too much for that ultimate, and I think he's quite too low. Will be getting the shutdown from that Terizla. I don't think that was pretty unfortunate of him, and I think he didn't expect that much damage coming from that Baksha as well as God. But you know what? You got to be, you got to give respect to the damage coming from the side of Team EE because they have a lot of early game damage. And now the Warx coming into the hands of the Tesla, he's going to a menace for the turtle fight.
Let's just look at them already taken away.
Oh,
Okay, the flicker art coming in. The Terizla, but not much follow ups as The rest of the team just decided to move back for now. They already secured the blue. And meanwhile, in the top lane, we do see Carry versus Lord. Okay, the flicker being forced down. Carry gets that kill.
Oh,
I mean, it is a level 4 carry. You really need to be careful right now. But Baksha is already there trying to take that kill. I don't think so, Carry. She already used up that flicker. She cannot escape from this. Redden is there to help, but nothing much can happen now. This esports takes back what they gave away.
I mean, that was kind of unfortunate as well as a boon for our team Elidris because Carrie getting her second kill in this game as well as she has one assist as well. So I think you need to feed that Carrie a lot and just wait for the right itemization for this Fredden because he is not gonna move from with this Atlas. For sure you have the Diggy, but Diggy also needs some itemization. You need that first item to at least provide some support as well as a little bit of heal, but there's a DHS coming from that Claude and into that 5 minutes mark, quite a late. But there is the brilliance from the Lunox. No, is quite too low. Will not be using his ultimate for now. The time's journey. He just knew that he's gonna get died. But into the top lane, there's a shield unity, but there's a solo kill from that Claude onto that carry. And there was insurance coming from that Baksha as well. So for now, Team Elite Esports into the control of this game.
Team Elytras, they are highly dependent on the scaling which will come from a carry. And I think Team Elite Esports already know that if they take this game towards the late, it might just retaliate. It might just, fall back onto them.
Hmm.
So they're trying to end it as soon as possible. God already even has the Sky Piercer and God
Why?
already with the DHS out there. So same time, even in EXP, Sora, he really is dependent on that level 4. And since Terizla was level 4, he forced back that one level with the Sora and kind of losing out on all the lanes. And the other thing is like Baksha as well as the Atlas,
Mhm.
there is a lot of movement,
Yes,
rotation, and magic in the hands of Team Elite.
yes, absolutely. There is a torrent from this Prajual that have not enough power to use Stormbind that now will fall back with the Time Journey, but Time Journey is not there. There is the Foxy with the Shield Unity as well as Turtle Persinence threatened quite to in and getting too much of a CC mega kill coming from that Bakshi will be using Conceal onto the mid lane and Atlas looking for good targets, but I think Carry senses it out and will have to fall back for now. And as you mentioned, they don't have enough space to move around and you just have time journey and it's just getting baited out for no reason, for no good reason. And after that, I think you all know that what is happening for the side of team Elite Briss. But you know what, I think there's still hope left for them because if you see the goal difference, it's approximately 4k or 4.5k. So itemization wise, and also I would like to point out that this Sora has gone for the Vorex. I mean, why would you go for the Vorex? Because this Bakshia has gone for that, chastise Pauldron. Just go just as in the first item priority for your Sora because you and Fredrin are only the front line that you have. So you need that strong front line as well as there is the rope for this Fredrin. He doesn't have his brute force plate as well as a first item priority. So it's going to be too much late power spike coming from the side of team Elite Briss heroes. So that will be a downside if you ask me, to be honest.
Yep, exactly. But at the same time, it's not like, I don't really see Team Elytras making it to the late match. The Atlas, how aggressive he is once again, and the God Stun just connecting along with the ultimate.
Ah,
Okay, so
that was
again, move away.
oh my god, that was double kill for this god. He isn't even going anti-heal, just enjoying his Sky Piercer, and now he just got his Lightning Truncheon. I mean, that's quite unfortunate if you ask me. And right now, there are just three members left for the side of Team Eliters. As you said, you're not going to see Team Eliters making into the late game. I think your prediction is quite right because Team Elite Esports are in full control. And if you see the goal difference is approximately it's 7k. So I think it's GG's for the side of Team Eliters for now. If they somehow manage to, get carry his Trinity and even the Malefic gun, then I can see a little bit of hope for the side of Team Elidris because carry they are hugely dependent on that, and plus the front lining. Just buy some defense. Come on, Sora and Fredrin. Fredrin, you already will go that defense, but I need Sora to buy defense as well.
What can he even do? He does not have enough gold, only 3.2k, which is kind of really low right now, and being forced with that retribution already. The Lord is pretty near. Maybe Team Elite Esports now they're just waiting out because they haven't lost even a single turret. The map control is immense, and the threat which is coming from that God stun, as well as the Atlas in the front line, who is really, really tanky right now. And with that, the gold dip which they have, even though they got their draft really well. They have a Lunox, they have a carry, but then did not have enough space. I think something other than a Sora could have been better for the EXP, maybe something like an Overlord, because Sora is really not working. And especially after the nerf, Sora kind of tends to underperform quite a lot, especially against
Hmm.
Terizla. I think they could have gone for something better. Here we are
Hmm.
with the first lord of the game, Team Elite Esports. They have easy. I do see Elliot just trying to some contention, but just look at the line, the way the Atlas as well as the Therisla, they're just giving so much opposition, so much control to them, so much zoning away.
I mean, if they go for the Lord, that's just a suicide for them. Meanwhile, itemization wise, just Claude, sorry, not Claude, but Terizla getting the chastised Pauldron for his, I think, third item priority. So I think it's pretty good. And he has gone for the robe as well, so might go for some magical defense for the Lunox. I've gone for the anti-heal. Genius wand into this late part of the game. I still think you could have gone for Divine Glaive. Just rush the Divine Glaive, and you don't need that first item for the Sky Piercer. Brute Force is there, but it's quite too late for the brute force. Still needs some heavy chunk magical defense as well as Chasters Pauldron for Ferdinand himself. And I mean, Sora just, as you said, it's going to be underperforming for Sora. He just had the War X. He's just going to get melted too soon right there, Suya.
Yep, definitely. And Atlas goes in once again looking for some ultimates out there, but the inhibitors are just falling. But look at ultimate in for the Teresa along with journey goes in there. Finally, Claude the shutdown. Stuns one by one coming in from Prajwal, but then again, sadly, the gold isn't enough. The follow ups aren't enough either, and with that, one for a one trade, good for them.
Well, that was quite, I would say, good defense as well as I would say that was a quite haste from the side of Team Elite Esports because they're still going in. Tesla was about to get caught, but I think they're still gonna go in. The carry doesn't have the light wheel as well, but there's the Mystic Guns unstoppable. The Skybears is there, but the light wheel from the carry flicker as well, getting the DHS onto the nick of time. And this god, it might be in danger, but look at the he's so caustic coming from that god and somehow he survives. But Carry getting the two kills. I would say not two kills, but a two assist in this team fight. And I would say that's a win for the side of Team Elitris into this defense for the first load. Now I might see some ray of hope for the side of Team Elitris, but still 7k behind into the goal. The Trinity is just right there for the carry. And I would like to mention a little bit of that, the mistake coming in from the side of Team Elite Esports, Asuya, that okay, first engage was your Terizla, then why the heck you Atlas went in just into the same time with this Terizla? Let Terizla bait out that time's journey, then you go in with your Fatalings. That would have been a proper 5-man or 4-man set, and you could have wiped out Team Elidris. But no, they made a mistake, and I think I mean, they caught. I mean, they paid heavy prices for that mistake.
Oh, definitely, but I do see them engaging once again Atlas behind in the back lines.
Okay, there is the okay Tesla in the back line. There is the Fredin as well. Look, the Sky Pierce from the gore, and now there is a Vinchant as well from this Claude. But now theirs is not enough. I think I spoke too soon because they themselves have made a mistake. Triple kill for the god, and I think you might go for the Maniac. Recall turned, and the base is quite open. And I think this is GG's. Will the god get the Maniac? No. Oh, I'm sorry, god. But Team Elite Esports, what a wonderful domination coming in from the side of Team Elite Esports, winning this game by a whopping domination style. I mean, GG's for the side of Team Elite Esports.
You know, when Team Elite Esports, they made that mistake, which you just mentioned, that both Terisla as well as the Atlas giving the CC at the same time. And after that, even after they took the mid lane inhibitor, which is really important, went in once again, right? Even though it was near the enemy base, they had more HP. So that was a major mistake. And Carry managed to get some gold. And when even Fred Rennie was able to get some of his equipments back. So I was hoping for a comeback coming from there. But then maybe since they just won out one fight, they got, Team Elytra, they got maybe a bit
Or
carried
both.
away. They
Yes.
went ahead. They didn't really realize that they still have a god going up against them. Stuns, the late game, the true damage, he just melts everything away.
I mean, he's kind of like, never mind, I'm not gonna go for that joke. It's a very bad joke. But yep, as you said, Asuya, that was in the God, they just underestimated God a lot, and I think they still went a little bit overboard with that. The team fight that they won into the first lord team Elidris, and they paid the price for that, because I would say that they just stayed a lot longer than they expected into the team fights, and God getting his ultimate, and then he also got his second ultimate, and still the fight was going on. I think they could have, disengage and wait for the another itemization, for one or two itemization for the Sora and the Fredrin, and as well as the Digi. Then they could have, went in for that team fight. But you know what? Team Elite Esports, they won this first game number one. So before we go and take a short break, guys, please like, share, subscribe to the stream, as well as follow us on our Instagram, so that you get daily updates from our organization of what is happening into our orgs. When is the first future tournament? When is the future scrims? And you can be the part of the future scrims as well. I Solski, along with us, we will take a short break and see you guys into the game number two.
And good evening, and welcome back to the second game for today. And this time, this is on the host, me, Asuya, with Sarah. And it's been a really long time since I've casted with her, so I am kind of really excited with it. But then, the draft already being set up, we have Team Velocity on one side going up against Team Maverick on the other.
Hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for the warm introduction, Asya. And of course, like you mentioned, we are here for game number 2 of the day. It's going to be Velocity Esports versus Mavericks, and the draft has begun as far as we can see. And as expected, it is going to be Team Velocity Esports who will be banning out the Freya quite immediately once the draft has begun. So, of course, we will be able to see a few more bands, such as the Jushin or something around that line, getting taken out by either of these teams. But quite hopefully, we see the Phobias or the new meta changes get banned as well. So, let's see how it works out.
Uh, I think Zushin as well as the Paquito, they are kind of standard bans. I don't see the Paquito being banned out yet though. But then since Fovis has been banned away, I think Paquito can be a really, really great option. And Zushin, of course, the standard really scary mage coming up, but oh, the final ban being I really forgot his name, Sarah.
Okay. I mean, let's say that's going to be a Suyo taken out. I feel a Suyo is just for like respect ban of sorts. And as far as I know, Team Velocity Esports, they do utilize those assassins into the jungle quite well. So we might be able to see something around the Ling or Fanny come up too. Now that Ling has been buffed, it's a very good situation for the Ling to be playing in these days. Other than that, they pick up the Lapu as their first pick. That's one of the EXP
Bound by
comforts for them.
heaven's mandate,
And
my
on for the
legacy
side of
shall
Team Mavericks, they
endure.
definitely have the option to lock in onto the Zetian. She can unsettle all the crowd controls during the team fight situation. She can deny the pickoffs. So definitely a good
True
pick.
love
Other than
is
that,
like
we
blood.
will be able to see quite possibly the goal lane. Maybe the Harith comes in, but no, none of that. We're just going to see a Carmilla and Zetian come. Okay, that's quite deadly, I would say.
Yep, pretty good, especially with the ZTN. People usually go for that global ultimate just to reveal the positions. I would say pretty great pick. It just reminds me that whenever there's a ZTN, most
I didn't
probably people
fuel the
go for a
pain.
YSS.
I
Let's just see,
harnessed.
though there are really, really good options. But yes, there it is. Bab Kadol Kaja, who has been performing really well right now, and Valentina, pretty good pick once again, just to counter that global ult with another global ult. And of course, the Carmena's ult. I would say for now, just picking up that Valentina was a really good move because they have really good ults to copy for.
That's exactly what. The Valentina can take up the Fury of the Phoenix, the Curse of Blood. Both of those can be working too well with the AOG from the Gatot. Other than that, we should be able to see the next banning phase as well. So far, both the drafts look decent in their own way, and the new Carmilla buff is also very good along with the Zetian. But when it comes to the bans, we should possibly see the Harith, Moskov, Claude, Carey. Those are the four standard goal lane bans. Maybe even the Ruby ban to a certain extent because damage Ruby into the goal lane is back.
Yep, she is
I've
quite
been
scary,
waiting for
especially
too
towards the
long.
late. Even the anti-heal doesn't really work because the damage is kind of insane. And just like you said, the carry being banned away, of course, since there are so many tanks, especially there's already a Baksha onto the jungle, so pretty standard bans out there. Maybe banning away more of those DHS using heroes like a Moscow, maybe even a Claude. But then Claude kind of falls short. Okay, Xborg, of course. You wouldn't want this tank melter with that true damage. With the Sky Piercer, really, really deadly. And the final ban being Yuzhong. I would say not much of a priority ban, but then again, the marksman as well as ZTN really, really, I would say, are in a vulnerable position when there is a Yuzhong onto the enemy.
That's what. Like, they really did take out the Xborg just so that the Baxia has a easier time into the jungle. The Yuzhong is again a ban just for the Valentina, so she has a freer space, or maybe the goal laner, whoever is going to be coming up. But let's see how it works out for either of these teams. See, I told you. We should have banned out the ruby, and that's going to be a ruby most probably on towards the goal lane, and that's again a decent choice with the meta changes. Velocity Esports, they can still opt in for something like what's it called again? What was the name of that goal? Yeah, the Harith. The Harith can still work if he is good at it. He will need to position himself very safe and save his Purify for the Arm Offended and the wheelie coming in from Boxia. But other than
Magic
that,
is
I
my
think it looks
life.
pretty good for now.
Valor and royalty in
And
a
yep,
dead
with
body.
that, we do see Leo mod incoming, and of course, Harrit, just like Sarah said. But what I'm really, really want to see is how this Harrit positions himself because, like, there's only one Purify, right? And even though he does have this passive, but then again, there's Carmilla, there's Basha, there's Ruby, all of them combined with that global ult from the ZTN, they can just pounce on you and delete you in one go. So, yep, he really needs to make sure that when he's engaging, the Gato as well as the Leo mod has, helped them or maybe just baited out something, or else it will be really, really vulnerable for him.
That's exactly what. Let's see how it works out. Though the Leomord might face a little bit of a difficulty playing against the Baxia, then the Carmilla, then the Ruby. That's a way lot of um, crowd control coming in from the side of Team Mavericks. Even the Beatrix here, the Rocket Ultimate, as well as the SMG Ultimate, if those work along with the Carmilla Ultimate all together at the same time, that's going to be a complete massacre no matter what. So let's see. I mean, it's fine for now, and it's going to come down to the execution. And Velocity has been good with their execution, so we will have to see if they can make it work. And if they do, then Velocity will definitely be earning their name in the books because otherwise, Team Mavericks have that standard crowd control combo wombo rank drop, if you know what I mean.
Yep, and with this,
Seconds to
here we
the
are
end.
into the land of dawn. Let's see which
Action.
team makes it out better because right now, even if you talk about the draft, both of them have really strong early. Like literally, usually you see that some team trades off the early with the late, or maybe the late with the early, but right now, both of them are really strong with the early, and both the goal laners will be the ones carrying them towards the late game. So, if this game, if it goes late, and which I think it should, it will be in the hands of the goal laners. I would say a lot of pressure onto the goal. But at the same time, since it is so, both the teams need to make sure that the goal lanes are able to farm up.
Yep. And as far as we can see, there's going to be a little bit of early aggression coming in from the side of Team Mavericks. Of course, they will be trying to utilize that early game potential which they have thanks to the Baxia. And then, of course, the constant stuns coming in from the Carmilla from her second skill. But let us see if they can actually commit to those engages. The lanes are looking pretty equal, except for the fact that the Beatrix might have an upper hand as compared to the Harith due to the SMG damage in the early game. But then, if the Harith can just manage to maintain his distance and then poke up with his enhanced basic attack after using the second skill, I think it should be fine.
Yep, and we can already see Ruby being such a menace. She has the heal, she has the spell vamp, and Lapu really needs that level 4 before he can outcompete with the Ruby. I mean, even if he goes in, just look at it, the way she's just crowd controlling, the damage is insane at close range. So maybe just maintain some distance from the Ruby. And the turtle is about to spawn up pretty close, but I do see engages happening.
Yep, that's going to be a fight indeed. The Phantom Seed gets used up, and he is trying to go in for a lot more, but the Baxia is sustaining it all. The Revitalize is coming in, but it's not going to be enough for the sustain. Fly is going to get it first blood onto the Leomod, and now Lapu Lapu is going in for the kills from the backside. Bravest Fighter to double stun. He has the damage.
Oh,
Valentina finishes both of them off. That's going to be enough damage. Zetian's ultimate being used up by the Valentina's IMU, but it's not going to be enough to catch Fly in the process.
a 1 for a 2 trade, pretty good for the side team velocity. And this is why you really don't underestimate a Lapu Lapu with the flicker. He can just decimate the backlines. And with that, once again, the turtle already up for the Mavericks. I wonder if Team Velocity is coming up for the contest because we can already see, but the level difference is way too much on both sides.
Exactly, the level difference. And Velocity Esports, despite losing that one early kill, they managed to come back into the team fight, but then they didn't get the turtle because they were a little bit too scattered away. And they're trying to steal away the buffs, but it's not going to be enough, I feel, because yeah, team Mavericks is already there on that spot to try and get whatever they can, and they will be trying to defend what's theirs. Carmilla here trying to
Hmm?
provide some vision for her team, but then again, it isn't going to be much of a use right now. And as far as we can see, Team Velocity Esports are trying to find as much leverage as they can by trying to zone away the members of Team Maverick.
Well, yep, and at the same time, that solo kill coming from the EXP, Ruby getting taken down. Really surprising, but then again, not so surprising since Lapu Lapu is ahead on a bit of gold out there. And the level 4 Lapu, you wouldn't want to compete before you get the War Axe or maybe one or two of your items. And at the same time, I think this is what I really love about that Baksha jungle. It's like the speed, the way he can just use that wheel, he can just, come back for the priorities and the targets as soon as possible.
That's what. And overall, it's looking pretty decent for the side of Velocity. They aren't losing any more of those members, and they won't be losing their numbers either. So, technically speaking, they are in a good spot for now. And if they can maintain this against the like, best early game comp that you can possibly have, then I think they are doing a pretty good job. But yeah, look at that. They just got another pick off for themselves. So, that's a 5-1 score line. And Velocity, despite not having a very snowbally kind of thing other than the Leo mod and the Valentina Terrify that comes in into the early game, I think they are doing a fantastic job right now.
I think there was some kind of miscommunication because Carmela went inside the turret, got taunted. Meanwhile, the other two, they didn't follow up. So I think a really bad decision coming up out there, but the passive from the ZTN already being forced by Lapu. Lapu really
Mm-hmm.
playing really great, the way he's always onto the mage because he knows ZTN's damage with that magic shred. Okay, that beautiful ult coming in from Valentina.
No way, that's gonna be a beautiful AOG as well. But okay, Leomord gets a kill. He gets the turtle as well. This time, Ruby trying to sustain it all alone by himself, but it's not gonna be enough because Leomord secures the triple and Lapu Lapu steals away the maniac. That's going to be a beautiful team fight coming in from the side of Velocity Esports. They managed to secure the turtle. They also managed to get those kills for themselves.
Oh my god. And this is why I was just saying that Leo mod is a really good pick right now, even though he got a slight nerf. I wouldn't even consider that a nerf. He's really strong with that spell vamp, and you really need to wrap that anti heal. And it's what's surprising is Team Mavericks, they literally have the counter. They literally have the Baksha who counters out Fedrin, who counters out Leo mod, and yet that beautiful initiation coming in from Valentina, the way she just, I think it was a flawless control, or maybe at least four people just getting controlled by Valentina. And it's kind of funny because it's not ZTN, but it's Valentina. On the follow-ups, of course, once a Leo mod starts to initiate, he just pulls you in. It's kind of really, hard to get out of it. So maybe just force those anti-heals. At the same time, Team Mavericks are kind of behind in the goal, behind in the equipment. They will need to be sure that they're, able to keep them made safe, because if you do see the Lapu Lapu, the way he's always separating the entire team, jumping onto the ZTN, he's doing an amazing job. I would say for me, he's the real MVP, the real GOAT.
Exactly. Yeah, honestly, same here. And look at that. Another team fight. Good taunt from the Garat Kacha. And yeah, they're gonna get that kill. They're gonna get another immediately. The killing spree follow up comes in from the Lapulap. And so far, it looks a little bit too one sided. Unfortunately, Beatrix is going to be caught out. Dodges the AOG, but dodges everything with the flicker, but cannot really dodge the damage that's incoming. And yeah, he gets taken down by 5 people onto his lane. This is why, folks, you shouldn't be playing Beatrix in solo queue or 5 queue, whatever. You just get tortured.
Okay, but this is a 5Q. Meanwhile, Baksha, he can just run away though. Yep, pretty easy for him. And with this, the map control in the hands of Team Velocity, two objectives in the hands of Team Velocity. The way they are just steadily progressing. And this is what I was saying now. Harriet, since he also has a lot of gold, he will be just farming away too much. And if this keeps happening, he will just decimate the other team without, the Beatrix won't be able to do much.
That's what the Beatrix won't be able to do much indeed. And look at the Carmilla. Used up the ult onto 3 people, fine, but the Lapu Lapu did the outplay with the flicker. That's a beautiful set coming in from the Ruby as well, but it's not going to be enough. 5 men stunned, but the sustain is a little too much. Baxia gets double though. That's a good redemption coming in from Mavericks, but can they really commit and utilize these advantages in their favor? They can't yet. They can't really just commit because they still know they have an interesting amount of farm gap right here. But Team Mavericks, they are still trying to hold on strong.
Yep, and with that, I really love how ZTN as well as Carmilla, both of them have just prioritized the anti-heal, but somehow not really working because the gold gap is way too much. And just look at Lapu Lapu also gone in with the anti-heal, and the brute force onto the Leomord just makes him unkillable beast right now. Yeah, I would say team velocity, especially the Valentina, she has just gone with a feather. So you have a lot of sustains, not easy death because you need to take off that shield too. Even gives the movement speed. So I would say pretty good map control, pretty good rotations. And the other point is like, even though Carmilla ults at this point, Lapu can just immune. The combo which they aimed for is not really working for them.
Oh, interesting. Look at that, the Curse of Blood and the rocket launcher. It sits together. They take down two. The Zaitian ultimate was the real clutch in the situation. Harith is going to be the one being left alone. He's getting chased by 3. That's a flicker from the Beatrix. But the Harith is still running. Can he run? He still runs, but yeah, he's got no way. He's got no way to survive that.
It brings back memories. The way the Beatrix got sandwiched, the same way the Harriet got sandwiched. So, yep, always be good, people. You never know how karma hits you back. Anyway, but with that beautiful art, and of course, this is what I love about the Beatrix. Even though you're losing, the late, she might be able to turn around the entire game. But oh my god, once again, the Zetian, this Labu Labu, he has something personal with that Zetian. I know that.
Yeah, indeed. It's a Lapu Lapu's work, and the most annoying EXP laners you will ever see are the ones who always target down the mages, and that is just the reality of it. So, I mean, what can you really do, anyways? Because these people are very, very annoying. And obviously, it doesn't work out for them pretty well. But look at that. That's going to be a Fury of the Phoenix coming in from the Valentina, I believe. And the Lapu Lapu gets a kill onto the Beatrix. That's going to be a stun again. They try to go in for a little bit more. Everyone's outnumbered here. AOG lands onto 2. Doesn't have the taunt though. Otherwise, it would have been the perfect set. Absolutely wonderful work coming in from Velocity Esports.
I really love how that one kill onto the Zetian just gave away the lead which Team Mavericks had. I was just wondering that since they took so many kills, they did open up the map, it was easy lot for them. But then again, I think Zetian really needs to watch her position because she was all alone when she got caught up right there, right? She really needs to maybe move around with the Ruby or even the Carmilla, at least the Ruby because she can just, stun the lap or maybe just move, just give her some space because they really need the mage. Meanwhile, she's always dead when they really need her into the team fights. And with this, once again, the lead that was lost, Velocities were just taking it back again and again.
That's what they are, trying their best to do what they can here, but so far it hasn't been working too well for the side of Team Mavericks. I mean, they have been trying to get as much of the situation that they can leverage, but other than that, I feel like they are lacking behind quite a bit. And so yeah, just carry on for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Alright, and with that, the Holy Shields also kind of toppled. I think Basha should have just retreated from that second turret out there because 1v5, especially at least 1v3, which he was doing in a situation like this when you do not have the gold, when you do not have the sustain, kind of really risky. You just gave away more kills, you just gave away more gold just for that one tower, which was going to be taken anyway because the Lord was into the hands of Team Velocity. So for now, Beatrix just steadily farming up with the grenade ults. And since the entire team composition of Team Mavericks, it's kind of settled around that Carmilla ult. Like when she connects people, there will be Ruby with the CC, there will be the bomb ult coming in from the Beatrix, there will be ZTN with the Fury of the Phoenix. So I would say they are really chain CC, heavily Carmilla dependent kind of team comp. And in such a situation, I think it would be better to just stick together, not to stay alone. and because he would want all of that to come together to just decimate the enemy. And we already saw that happening once, because that one beautiful ult by Carmilla followed up by that grenade ult literally just melted down the HP from the side of Team Velocity. And since Team Maverick, they already know that this is the kind of team synergy, this is the kind of chances they really need to look forward to. I think at this point they really need to wait out and wait for Team Velocity if they are able to make some mistakes. And the next Lord is also coming up. This might be the perfect opportunity. Urukaja just providing some zone, some vision as Team Velocity. They are looking for the second Lord of the game. Might even be the last Lord. Well, they do have the Beatrix, they will be able to defend. But then Team Mavericks, they just decide to back off for now because they do know the zone is way too much, the damage is way too much for them to handle, and they really need the turrets before they can actually go in for engages. So with this, let's see if they're able to defend this Lord. But I do think that they will be losing at least one turret, and this nothing much. The gold cap is also kind of insane. So Team Mavericks, the best offense is defense for them right now. Beatrix really needs to play safe, though she is kind of playing safe right now. Same goes for the ZTN. Three deaths from both the sides. The flicker isn't really helping when Lapu Lapu just jumps on them with that flicker. With this team velocity, they are looking for the lane sync. Since the mid lane didn't get synced that well, the Lord is also just stuck towards the board. Meanwhile, the top is also getting cleared. I think that lane sync is a bit bad. And again, let's just see what happens because the Lord is also approaching. Both the teams are just gathering up for the team fight. The inhibitor from the top might be the first one to fall as all the members are out there, but Ritik getting caught up in that ultimate, and Harith gets taken down. That was, I would say, pretty bad. Lapu just dashes away. He does have the dash. They didn't manage to secure even a single turret, but then again, it was Harith which fell off. Pretty good defense coming from the side of Team Mavericks right now. And with this, I think this is what I was talking about. That Harith, he is a great pick, but then again, you really need to maintain your position. You really need to play safe because there is a lot of crowd control in the hands of Team Mavericks right now.
Yeah.
And even though you have a Purify, there's just one Purify.
Yeah, that's the thing, and even the the problem with Purify is that it just gives you a little bit of CC immunity. You can't immune the damage, neither can you run away as you would have normally done with the flicker or something like that. So technically against the Baxia and all, it's a pretty tough spot to be in because the Baxia is known for one of the heroes who can just chase so much. But other than that, I feel like Team Mavericks, they are still on the back foot, and maybe the next Lord could be the end of it all. But then again, if Velocity makes a mistake, then that's going to be a difficult situation.
I think Team Mavericks will be able to defend even the next Lord. Solely because the damage from Beatrix is way too much. And there is also, if the team rushes in for someone, okay, Ruby might get caught off out there, manages to move away, okay. That was just a close call for her. So what I was saying is like there is a Carmilla. If they manage to move in, if they go for some kills or maybe towards the back lines, there is a Carmilla, there is a Baksha, there's a Ruby. So much CC. You can't easily enter, right?
That's exactly what that crowd control is, the thing which is the most annoying part. Even if but the Harith is the one who actually gets a kill though, and he's still kind of just dealing the damage, and that's going to be a Valentina. Harith with the double. They're trying to go for more. They can actually go in for more. They practically get 4 men down. They can go in for the end even because it's only a Beatrix left for that defense. Can they defend from this situation is the question. They maybe cannot in this situation, but let's see how it works out for both of these teams right now. So far, oh my goodness, Team Velocity is supposed to decide to abort the towers and they decide to go in for the Lord.
I don't really understand why. I was just saying that the Mavericks have an easy defense because they have so much front line and a Beatrix who is playing safe. But then Ruby just decides to go in 1 versus 3. And she's almost dead, and 3 members decide to follow her. And the only damage you have right now is the Ruby as well as the Beatrix, right? So without the marksman engaging so far away from the base, and you're already losing out. I don't really understand what was that decision coming in from the Ruby because this is an easy lord which you wouldn't really want the enemy to get. And even the inhibitors, the HP also melted down a bit. I would say a bit of a a bit hard to defend this time because that was a very grave mistake which Team Maverick made.
Exactly so. And so far, the Lord is going to be charging in. That's going to be the enhanced charge from the Lord. He should be able to go in with that. The Lapu Lapu jumps in with the bravest fighter. Do they commit here? Is going to be the
Mm,
question. They should definitely try and commit as much as possible because this is the main situation for them to engage. They are trying to end it. 3 people down. That's gonna be the Baxia being the only one left open, and the base will get taken down by the Lord.
Well, I would say one grave mistake costed them the entire game. Pretty hard to defend, but it is what it is. And at the same time, that beautiful final ult, the AOG coming in from the Gatotkacha, the Carmilla did put a good ult, the Curse of Blood, but then again, everyone was already dead by then. The flickers were already wasted. Nothing much you can do with that level of Lord. The 18-minute Lord, pretty hefty. And what can Beatrix even do? Like, she was playing really safe, I would say, towards the late game. Really admire her for that. But she can't do everything alone, right?
Exactly, that's the thing. And I feel like it's so far a pretty decent situation for both the teams. Like, I feel like Team Mavericks, they had a game plan and they just couldn't execute it gameplay wise. But other than that, Team Velocity Esports, of course, their experience speaks in these situations. And that's exactly what happened. And I think that's exactly what they did.
Yep, and with this, I congratulate Team Velocity. And I hope to see both the teams in more of our scrims. With that, we will be going in for a short break. Do stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you with the next game.
तो देवियों सज्जनों, स्वागत है आपका यहाँ पे मोबा वामा क्लैश सीरीज में। और उसी के साथ मैं हूँ आपका कास्टर राव, और मेरे साथ कास्टिंग करने के लिए जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पे पीची। और उसी से आज का ये मैच जो है वो चलते हुआ जाएगा। पिछले जो मैचेस गए दो वो तड़कते भड़कते थे, लेकिन इस वाला मैच में हमें जो टीम्स हैं वो आती हुई दिखेगी। कुछ नई टीम्स के जो नाम्स हैं हमें थोड़ी सी देखने को मिलेंगे पीची, और लेट्स सी इनकी परफॉर्मेंस कैसे रहने वाली है।
डेफिनेटली हमने बेस्ट ऑफ 3 से बेस्ट ऑफ 1 करवा दिया है, क्योंकि नए टीम्स को भी चांस मिलना चाहिए यहाँ पर स्क्रिम्स के लिए। तो आज हमारी जो टीम्स है वो होंगे ऑलमोस्ट प्रोज वर्सेस टीम और BIT। अगेन दोनों के टीम्स आए हैं टूर्नामेंट में भी और स्क्रिम्स में भी बहुत एक्टिव है। चलिए देखते हैं आज कौन विजेता होगा। इसी के साथ बैंड्स के पे जाते हुए पकीटो, आई थिंक अभी परमादान होगा, काफी पॉपुलर है इन दी एक्सपी लेन।
एग्जैक्टली। इवन जंगल पे भी अच्छी तरीके से चल जाते हैं। पकीतों की बात की जाए तो जंगल पकीतों मैंने चलाया था, कहीं काफी अच्छी तरीके से चला था। और पकीतों को अभी बात की जाए ना, मतलब उनका बफ इतना अच्छे तरीके से मिला, वो इनहैंस स्किल की बात करे, वो बर्स्ट डैमेज की बात करे, या फिर उनकी वो शील्ड की बात करे, जो उनको इतना अच्छा खासा एक सस्टेन मेटा हीरो बनाती है। और ये अभी मेटा जो चल रहा है वो सस्टेन का ही चल रहा है। हालांकि अभी जो पैचेस में चेंजेस आए हैं तो उसके थ्रू थोड़ा सा मेटा अब जो है शिफ्ट होता हुआ हमें दिखा है। तो लेट्स सी कि वो किस तरीके से यहाँ पे रिफ्लेक्ट होता हुआ दिखेगा। बात करें बैन की, तो वहां पे बैन होता हुआ दिखेगा हमको फ्रेया, मार्शल और उसके साथ साथ जोशिन।
ओके, ज़ुशिन अभी भी बैन है डिस्पाइट इतना ज़्यादा नर्व्स आने के बाद भी। दैट इज़ लाइक रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी। बट अभी एक बात अभी भी ओपन है कि फोवियस जैसा हीरो ओपन है। थोड़ा बहुत टीम्स रिलाई होती है डैश हीरो के ऊपर।
Now
एंड
you lead the way
जितना
to the
मुझे
next
पता है आई
adventure.
थिंक हिरारा अभी भी बैन होगी। मे बी आई एम नॉट श्योर स्क्रिम्स के लिए कैसा
See
रूल है,
value in
बट
me?
वो
You
ऑर्ग
should.
से कंफर्म करके बता देंगे।
I
बट
will
इसके
choose
पहले
my own
सोरा
path.
एज अ फर्स्ट पिक, इसके बारे में क्या कहना चाहते हो?
ये देखा जाए थोड़ा सेफ पिक रहेगा। सोरा की बात करें, ईएक्सपी लेन अच्छी तरीके से खेल लेते हैं, सस्टेन कर सकते हो। उसके साथ साथ जो शिफ्टिंग क्लॉट है, सेट मेकर जो है, इनको बोला जाता है सोरा को, तो वो बढ़िया चॉइस रहेगी। लेकिन दूसरी साइड की बात की जाए, वहां देखिए पिच, उनकी जो टीम है उन्होंने बहुत ही चालाकी से हाथ मार दिया सीधा फेडरिन के ऊपर। उसके साथ साथ आल आउट आएंगे। अब आल आउट यहाँ पे लेने का रीजन मैं आपको बताता हूँ किस लिए लिया गया है। बेसिकली जो फेडरिन है वो एक चेन सीसी देते हैं, यहाँ पे लेयर सीसी रहता है, लगातार वो सीसी प्रदान करेंगे। जितने बार भी एनिमीज को सीसी पड़ता है, ऑल आउट को जो है अपना जो सेकंड स्किल है, यानी कि उसको
Who
मार्क
said there are no
जो है एनिमी वहां पे
shortcuts
हो
in
जाता है
life?
स्टन
I
से।
literally
तो उसको
invented
ऑल आउट
one.
को यहाँ पे बार बार मौका मिलेगा कि वो डैश कर सके लैंसलॉट की तरफ। उसी के साथ बहुत सारे चांसेस उनको मिलेंगे। दूसरी साइड की बात करें, अब यहाँ से देखिए काउंटर आने चालू होंगे, थोड़े से मेज के तौर पे डिसंगेज लिया जाएगा। जो
Come on, Dexter. It's our showtime.
यहाँ पे मेज के तौर पे ईव लिया जाएगा। चलिए, आप हाई ग्राउंड जरूर मिलेगा, यस, और स्लो डाउन आप दे सकते हैं, और वो बॉक्स के अंदर आप खेल सकते हैं बेसिकली आरडब्ल्यूएफ के
I
अंदर।
am
लेकिन अगर यहाँ
vengeance
पे मेज के तौर पे अगर लुआ
incarnate.
होता ना, वो ज्यादा बेटर रहता, क्योंकि लुओ के साथ आप क्या है ना कि चिप का जब भी पोर्टल अगर खुलता है शॉर्टकट, तो आप सीधा लुओ का जो सेकंड स्किल और फर्स्ट स्किल अगर लगाते हैं तो वहां से आपको एक डैमेज बूस्ट मिल सकता था। उसके साथ साथ डाइवर्जन प्ले जो है वो एक की रोल यहाँ पे साबित हो सकता था। लेकिन अगेन, ई भी बुरा नहीं है, ई भी वर्क कर सकता है,
Experience the
और ये एक्चुअली जो
euphony of
टीम फाइट को है ना थोड़ा
suffering.
लॉन्गर खींचने में हेल्प करेगा। और यहाँ पे देखिए बैन किस तरीके से धड़ाधड़ बैन होते हुए देखिए। मार्क्समैन के ऊपर जो है यहाँ पे निशाना बनाया गया है। टीम बिट ने देखिए आपने यहाँ पे क्लॉड बैन कर दिया, उसके साथ साथ मॉस को बैन किया है, ताकि सामने वाली टीम को फोर्सफुली पिक कराया जाए। लेकिन ग्रेंजर आपने उठाया है, ग्रेंजर का काउंटर, यानी कि इरिथिल अभी भी ओपन है। ऑलमोस्ट प्रो के पास मौका है इरिथिल उठाने का।
चलिए देखते हैं अगर ऐसे
I am
हीरोज
the
आते हैं या नहीं
moonlight
यहाँ
that
पर।
breaks
बट अ लॉट
what's
ऑफ
your
मार्क्समैन दूसरे
name,
साइड से बैन हो
boy?
चुका है, थोड़ा बहुत काउंटर्स भी। बट यहाँ हैरिट बैन नहीं हुआ है। बट एक मिनट, ऑलमोस्ट प्रोस काफी कुछ नया ट्राई करना चाहते हैं। आई थिंक यहाँ पर बर्सर्कर फ्यूरी का बफ होने का एडवांटेज लेते हुए हमें आज देखने मिलेगा मिया मिया के साथ बैलमेंट। काफी आई थिंक ये वाला हीरो मेटा आने के लिए टाइम लगेगा, बट डेफिनेटली आने का काफी ज्यादा चांसेस है। बट यहाँ पर टैंक के नाम पे BIT क्या लेंगे?
जी, बिल्कुल, देखना पड़ेगा किस तरीके से टैंक के नाम पे आप ऐसा कुछ हीरो ले जाना चाहेंगे जो अच्छा खासा आपको मोबिलिटी प्रदान करता हुआ जाए। और देखिए यहाँ पे मटिल्डा का आगमन होगा और मटिल्डा के साथ ग्रेंजर बूम करने वाला, इतना तो खैर पता लग गया है मेरे को। और अगर सरप्राइज अटैक भी आते हैं तो उसको थोड़ा-सा बचाने के लिए मटिल्डा वहाँ कोशिश करेगी। और काफ़ी अच्छा पिक मेरे को लगा मटिल्डा, धीरे-धीरे अब मेटा पे वापसी आ रही है। और आप नोटिस करेंगे कि कुछ दिन में मटिल्डा पिक्स जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा होने लगेंगे। फिर आप चाहे रैंक गेम की बात करिए या टूर्नामेंट की। कुछ दिनों के अंदर ही मटिल्डा जो है वापस मेटा के अंदर आने वाली है, ये मैं अभी से लिख के दे रहा हूँ आपको। दूसरी तरफ बात करें बालमन, थोड़ा चॉइस मैं कहूँगा आउट ऑफ द मेटा यहाँ पे चले गए। हालाँकि थोड़ा-सा बफ हुए ज़रूर हैं, लेकिन अभी भी वो मेटा पे एंगेज आता हुआ, वो बफ चुराने की कोशिश करते हुए जाएँगे ब्लू बफ की तरफ। टीम बहुत ही बढ़िया। और ये देखिए 4 मैन का रोटेशन यहाँ पे आता हुआ बहुत ही खूबसूरत है, लेकिन 16 की एचपी कम है, उनको पीछे हटना पड़ेगा। यहाँ पे वो भारी साबित हो सकते हैं। उसी के साथ फर्स्ट ब्लड लिया जाएगा फेडरिन को। फेडरिन को सीधा मिट्टू के घाट उतारा गया। और ये बेच लेने का फायदा देखिए कितना बढ़िया तरीके से हुआ। वो लगातार जो है यहाँ पे स्टन प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, उसके साथ साथ अपनी टीम को जो है बफ भी दिला सकते हैं। बफ मिल चुका है, अर्ली गेम जो एडवांटेज उनको चाहिए था वो ऑलरेडी मिल चुका है। और अब इस बात का फायदा जो है टीम ऑलमोस्ट प्रोज जो है वो बेहतरीन तरीके से उठाएगी। अब उनके पास फ्री हैंड है, वो आराम से मैप के कोने में घूम सकते हैं, फार्म कर सकते हैं। दिक्कत होने वाली है फेडरिन को, क्योंकि उनको अब बहुत ज्यादा फार्म करना पड़ेगा लेवल 4 होने के लिए।
चलिए देखते हैं। आई थिंक यहाँ पर रोटेशन वाइज टीम्स थोड़े बहुत अपडेटेड नहीं है, बट आई गेस थोड़े दिन पे जल्द से जल्द वो न्यू रोटेशन वाला ट्राई करेंगे। बट इसके पहले टॉप लेन में गैंक होने का सबसे ज्यादा चांसेस। ऑलमोस्ट प्रोज जो फर्स्ट ब्लड लेते हुए एडवांटेज लेना चाहते हैं, और एक
ओ
बट बीआईटी अग्रेसिवनेस के साथ खेल रही है।
जी बिल्कुल। और उसी के साथ ऑलमोस्ट प्रोस बढ़िया तरीके से उनकी स्ट्रेटेजी थी कि गए थे सीधा कि आप जो है सैबोटाज करेंगे उनके जंगलर को, और बेहतरीन तरीके से वहां पे सैबोटाज किया, कामयाब भी रहे। अब आपके पास एक लेवल डिफेंस रहेगा, रेटरी गैप की संभावना वो और बढ़ जाएगी, क्योंकि अभी रेटरी के ऊपर भी वो आया है, तो रेटरी का जो डैमेज है वो बढ़ा दिया गया है। उसके साथ साथ आपने जो क्रीप मारे वो भी ज्यादा मारे, जिसके कारण आपके पास एक बढ़िया स्थिति रहेगी। लेकिन दूसरी साइड पे सोरा बढ़िया तरीके से यहाँ पे जोन आउट किया, फेडरिन के ऊपर हार, लेकिन वो एच भी उनके पास रहेगी, जिसके कारण वो पाल पाल उनको बचते हुए सर्वाइव करेंगे। और देखिए जोन आउट कितने प्यारा तरीके से ऑलमोस्ट प्रो की तरफ से आया, टर्टल सिक्योर हुआ। और देखिए फाइट यहाँ पे ओवर एक्सटेंड होगी, दिक्कत का सामना करना पड़ सकता है। आलो यहाँ पे जाएंगे, आरडब्ल्यू का इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा रोकने का प्रयास, और उसी के साथ बेब्लेड यहाँ पे घूमेंगे, परंतु पूर्ण रूप से पर्याप्त नहीं होंगे। और ये समय की घंटी, आपने थोड़ा ओवर एक्सचेंज किया, आपने अंडर एस्टिमेट किया वो मटिल्डा का हिल, वो फेडरिन का एचपी, जिसके कारण आपको यहाँ पे भारी नुकसान वो जो है झेलना पड़ा।
अरे बाप रे, एक के बाद एक यहाँ पर बीआईटी और वापस एडवांटेज लेते हुए, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द किल्स यहाँ पर आर्लेट के हाथ पे बढ़ो। ओके, मियाँ बाल बच तो चाहिए, बट इमोबिलाइजेशन यहाँ पर आते हुए, एंड बच तो गए हैं हमारे ग्रेंजर, भागते हुए अभी भी भाग रहे हैं। आई थिंक यहाँ उनकी बराबर टाइम है। लियो उनके यहाँ पर ऊपर मर जाएंगे, बट बेलियन भी जो है एक के बाद एक एडवांटेज लेते हुए साइड मॉब, यहाँ पर क्या उन्हें किल मिलेगा? बोलिए अकेले नहीं भाग सकते फॉर द डबल किल।
बेहतरीन तरीके से जो गेम है, थोड़ी सी मिस्टेक मैं कहूंगा ऑलमोस्ट प्रो की तरफ से आती हुई, वो गेम को जो है थोड़ा ओवर एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं, वो अंडर एस्टिमेट कर रहे हैं। मटिल्डा का जो हील आता है, जो मोबिलिटी आती है, वो वहां पे थोड़ा सा आप ओवर एस्टिमेट कर दिया है। अब आपके पास फार्म की कमी है, आपको पीछे आके जो है ना बहुत सेफ खेलना पड़ेगा, लेकिन वो मौका यहाँ पे नहीं मिलेगा। और ये देखिए अपनेजर वैट यहाँ पे आता है और सीधा सुलाया जाएगा बेलिन को यहाँ पे जो है मृत्यु के घाट के तौर पे। और उसी के साथ 1-0। अब भाईवन जो है बहुत पीछे आ चुके हैं, उनको जो है फार्म करना पड़ेगा और बहुत ही संभल के उनको खेलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर टीम फाइट होती है ना तो वो बाहर नहीं निकल सकते हैं, वो फंस के रह जाएंगे। क्योंकि यहाँ पे फेडरन का जो सीसी डैमेज है वो इतना ज्यादा रहता है, इतना सीसी रहता है कि वो हिल नहीं सकते। लेकिन दूसरी साइड पे देखना पड़ेगा, आर्लट को फरार होता हुआ एक बढ़िया साइड लगाते देखे, सोरा और चेप खत्म करेंगे। आर्लट को अकेले पकड़ा और उनको सीधा यहाँ से जो है भेज दिया गया है अपने रिकॉल पे। तो जहाँ पे अब ये बात करते हैं कि गेम धीरे धीरे जैसे आगे बढ़ रहा है, बिट ने एडवांटेज लिया बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से, लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर अभी भी किसी भी टीम ने बढ़त नहीं बनाई है। सारी टीम जो है सेफ खेल रही है, लेकिन टर्टल की बारी अब आ चुकी है। टीम जो है टर्टल लेने के लिए जाएगी और इनकी टर्टल यहाँ पे स्टार्ट हो चुका है। यहाँ से आएंगे, प्रेजर मार्क मारा जाएगा, रेट्रीब्यूशन का इस्तेमाल, और ये यहाँ पे ले लिया जाएगा टर्टल को। और ये स्लो डाउन करने का प्रयास करें वलियर, वो मार्क लगाना चाहते हैं, सोरा जाएंगे शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड के साथ, ये दिखे अल्टीमेट आता हुआ दिखेगा, एक सेट लग सकता है जो बिल्कुल, और एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन तरीके से किया जाएगा मृत्यु दंड, और यहाँ पे देखिए फेयर ट्रेड मौजूद है, डैमेज देने का प्रयास किया जाएगा, पीछे की तरफ से जाएंगे लॉर्ड डैश मारने का प्रयास लेकिन नाकामयाब, उसी के साथ डबल खेल, एक और खेल इनकी मुट्ठी पे, और उसी के साथ मिड का जो टरेट है उसको भी इस्तेमाल में ले लिया जाएगा। मिया जो है फार्म हो चुकी है, वो अच्छी तरीके से फार्म हो रही है, जैसे जैसे उनका जो है आइटमाइजेशन आएगा, और उनका जैसे ही एक पूरा यानी कि 3 आइटम आते हैं, बर्जर की फ्यूरी, उसके साथ साथ उनका जो है हैक्स क्लॉ और एक आइटम यानी कि मैलेफिक गन, अगर ये 3 आइटम आ जाते हैं तो उसके बाद उनका जो डैमेज है वो और भी इंसेन हो जाएगा।
डेफिनेटली, एंड वही देखना
तो
पड़ेगा कैसे करेंगे, क्योंकि टॉप लेन पे जो अग्रेसिवनेस आ रहा है हमारे ग्रेंजर की तरफ से, डेफिनेटली ओवर एक्सटेंड तो नहीं कर रहे, क्योंकि यहाँ पर अगर ओवर एक्सटेंड करते हैं तो उन्हें कुछ और ही देखने मिलेगा, बट अभी और एक फाइट वापस से टॉप लेन पे आने का काफी ज्यादा चांसेस। ये देखिए मटिल्डा
थोड़ा भाप रहे हैं, उनको उनको भी पता है कि अभी जल्दीबाजी में जाने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, और चिप भी बहुत स्मार्टली उनका जो है थोड़ा सा स्टन दिया, उनको वेट किया कि थोड़ा स्किल विस्किल यूज करे, और ये देखिए अंदर की तरफ गए, डैमेज दिया है, वापसी आएंगे यहाँ पे, और पीछे की तरफ आते हुए बॉटम लेन की बात करें तो वहां पे डैमेज जरूर देंगे, लेकिन वो हील अप होते हुए जाएंगे टावर के अंदर, वो डैमेज अपने जरवाट मारने का प्रयास लेकिन नाकामयाब, पीछे से आएंगे और ये अल्टीमेट देते हुए पी गेमिंग फिनिश ऑफ करेंगे यहाँ पे अपने जो जेंग थे उनको, और उसी के साथ जेंग यानी कि वो जो है धाराशायी हो चुके हैं चिप, पीछे से आएंगे ऑल आउट अल्टीमेट फाइनल स्लैश मिस करेंगे, लेकिन बिलियन वो शिकार होते हुए, इसी के साथ टीम एक बार फिर से टीम बीट है, उन्होंने अपना पड़ला जो है संभाल लिया है, अपना जो टेम्पो है उन्होंने वो सेट कर लिया है, गेम को कंट्रोल में लेना चाहती है टीम, फाइट जीत भी जाती है, लेकिन उस टीम फाइट को आप कैसे ऑब्जेक्टिव में बदलोगे, वहां पे थोड़ी जो है वीकनेस जो है मेरे को नजर आती हुई दिख रही है इस समय।
चलिए देखते हैं क्या करेंगे। टर्टल आ चुका है, ये होगा एक लास्ट टर्टल, दैट मींस अगर टर्टल की कौन सी भी टीम के हाथ पे जाएगी तो थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा एडवांटेज मिलेगा बिफोर द लॉर्ड। बट एक मिनट, यहाँ पर जेंग्स पी गेमिंग जंप करते हुए फाइनल स्लैश मारना चाहते हैं, बट इसके पहले मिया आ जाती है फ्लिकरिंग आउट करते हुए, बट यहाँ पर जो हमारे बालमंड है काफी इंटरेस्टेड है, एक किल निकल सकता है ग्रेंजर के हाथ पे, बट ग्रेंजर थोड़ा बहुत पैसिव खेलते हुए, बट मटिल्डा काफी लो अभी तक सस्टेन आई थिंक यहाँ पर काफी कम पड़ रही है, बट अगर ग्रेंजर स्नोबॉल मिल जाता है तो
सोरा 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 क्रेजी,
एक मौत यहाँ पर मिल जाएगी। जेंग तो खूब ही जाते हैं, बट इसी के साथ वो भी अपना लाइफ टावर के हाथ पे दे देंगे।
तो बिल्कुल जाते जाते गए, लेकिन लेके गए वो अनएक्सेप्टेड, वो थोड़ा सा सोचा नहीं था कि एनिमी ने भी नहीं सोचा था कि इसके अंदर एकदम से आ सकते हैं, और शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड वहां पे लगाते हुए देखेंगे, अंदर गए सीधा और शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड लगाया, मीज को पकड़ा, बाहर लेके आया, डैमेज दिया, लेकिन खुद यहाँ पे जो धाराशायी हो गए, लेकिन अभी भी स्थिति जो है गेम की बात करें, जो मैप की बात करें, मैप प्रेशर की बात करें, जो मिनियंस की बात करें, वो अभी भी ऑलमोस्ट प्रोस के फेवर पे रहने वाली है, और देखिए टॉप की तरफ जाएंगे, आइसोलेट करके पकड़ना चाहते हैं, लेकिन अभी भी वो जो बार है एचपी बार वो इतना ज्यादा है कि आप उसको खत्म करने में सक्षम रहेंगे अभी, और अच्छी बात नहीं है जब आप एक बंदे के ऊपर इतनी सारी यूटिलिटी लगाते हैं और वहां पे जब वो किल नहीं मिलता है, उसका कुछ मैं कहूंगा परिणाम नहीं मिलता है, तो वहां से ना आपकी थोड़ी सी दिक्कत चालू होना स्टार्ट हो जाती है, क्योंकि अगर आपने वहां पे उसको बदला नहीं, कन्वर्ज नहीं किया उसको एक अपने एडवांटेज के लिए, तो वहां से दिक्कत आ सकती है। देखिए शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड लगाते हुए जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन मिस करेंगे पूरी तरीके से, सोरा यहाँ पे एक कीमती अल्टीमेट उनका, और ये फाइट से पहले खतरे का संकेत हो सकता है, मटिल्डा अल्टीमेट लगाते हुए आएंगे, और ये देखिए पीछे की तरफ से गए हैं, खोलने का प्रयास किया जाएगा, डैमेज देते हुए जाएंगे मटिल्डा को यहाँ पे स्लो डाउन करने के लिए, लेकिन बचते हुए निकलेंगे, डैमेज दिया जाएगा, फाइनल स्लैश आएगा, और ये देखिए अल्टीमेट आएगा बालमैन का, धाराशायी होंगे, पीछे से मिया आ चुकी है बैकलेन को यहाँ पे खत्म करने के लिए, डैमेज आएगा उनकी तरफ से, और सीधा खत्म होते हुए जाएंगे, सोरा की तरफ से फ्लिकर एक जो स्थिति लगाना चाहते थे फर्स्ट किल, लेकिन यहाँ पे मिस करेंगे, दूसरी साइड पे अभी भी शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड मारेंगे जरूर, मेज के ऊपर परार, मेज को अकेले पकड़ा गया, और इसी के साथ मेज यहाँ पे धाराशायी होते हुए देखेंगे जो बिल्कुल पीछे हटे हैं, और उसी के साथ टीम बेट इस समय थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल करती हुई सोरा की तरफ से एब्सोल्यूट गेम प्ले आता हुआ, लियो अपनी टीम के लिए बब्बर शेर की तरह खेलते हुए इस समय।
डेफिनेटली ईव जैसे मेज हो तो तुम ज्यादा फ्लिकर के ऊपर रिलायंट होते हो, अगर फ्लिकर नहीं होता तो पोजिशनिंग वहाँ पर एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट होना चाहिए। आई थिंक यहाँ पर वही दिक्कत हुई BIT के लिए है, जिसी के साथ लॉर्ड ले रहे हैं। जेंग ऑलरेडी पोजीशन पे है, बट और एक बात आ सकती है कि एक और टीम फाइट बॉटम लेन पे, पूरी की पूरी टीम ऑलमोस्ट प्रोस की यहाँ पर है कि वो लेन पुश करे और जल्द से जल्द गेम भी एंड कर पाए। BIT डिफेंस मोड में जाते हुए बेलियन
कोशिश थोड़ी सी करती हुई थी, एक मौके की परास में है कि अच्छा सा एक मौका उनको मिले जहां से उस किल को वो लेके जाए और टीम को जो है चेंज कर सके। लॉर्ड मिड लेन से आएगा, होली शील्ड होने के कारण ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होगी, लॉर्ड इजीली डिफेंड कर लिया जाएगा। लेकिन यहाँ पे देखिए शिफ्टिंग क्लाउड आएगा जरूर, पीछे ग्रेंजर को पकड़ा है लेकिन वो बच के निकल जाएंगे। लॉर्ड अंदर की तरफ जाता हुआ मिड कटर निकालने का प्रयास, एक आखिरी प्रयास सूरा की तरफ से, पीछे से आएंगे डैमेज देते हुए। पालमन गए हैं अंदर की तरफ, क्या डैमेज दे पाएंगे देखिए, कोशिश करने वाले हैं और उसी के साथ मिका किल पी गेमिंग को खत्म किया जाएगा और उसी के साथ मटिल्डा वो आती हुई खत्म करेगी। उसी के साथ यहाँ पे जो है आइजल खत्म करेंगे। बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से दैट सोनाटा मारा, 2 बंदे धराशायी हो चुके हैं, एक के नुकसान पे टीम बीट यहाँ पे डिफेंड करने में सफल होती हुई। मिड का जो टरेट है वो भी बच जाएगा, उसके साथ साथ आपकी जो होली शील्ड है वो भी बचती हुई जा रही है। हालांकि अब 1 मिनट में ही वो चली जाएगी, 12 मिनट होने वाले कुछ सेकंड में, लेकिन लौट आने में भी समय, तो आपको पीछे रह के रहना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा संभल के खेलना पड़ेगा और लेन्स को जो है वो मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा कि आप लेन किस तरीके से मैनेज करेंगे।
डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर देखते हैं लेन्स कैसे मैनेज कर पाएंगे टीम BIT, बिकॉज अभी थोड़ा बहुत मिनियंस फिर भी थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा डैमेज देने वाले आएंगे। इसी के साथ एक के बाद एक इन्वेड करते हुए मेकिंग श्योर कि अपने फ्रेडरन जो है फार्म अप नहीं कर पाएंगे। काफ़ी अच्छा लगा वो, क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा फार्म दोगे उतना ज़्यादा दिक्कत है, बट अभी साइड मॉब लेवल 15 नहीं हो पाए।
बिल्कुल, और यहाँ पे जो है देखना पड़ेगा, चिप आएंगे उनको पकड़ने का प्रयास और चेन सीसी लगेगा जरूर। चिप के पास अल्टीमेट आएगा, शॉर्टकट का इस्तेमाल किया गया है, पीछे से आएंगे लेकिन फायदा नहीं, सही समय पे निकल गए। मटिल्डा का रोटेशन वहां पे आता हुआ अपनी टीम के लिए और एक जरूरी जो है यहाँ पे डैश वो प्रोवाइड करती हुई बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज दिया जाएगा। टावर का ये दिक्कत हो सकती है, ये देखिए यहाँ पे एक गलती और उसी के साथ भारी नुकसान आपका होगा। अब आपको पीछे निकलना पड़ेगा, आपके पास फ्रंट लेनर ही नहीं है जो टैंक यहाँ पे कर पाए। सूरा कोशिश करते हुए जा रहे हैं, एक साइड लगाना चाहते हैं लेकिन दिक्कत हो सकती है, यहाँ पे गलती साबित होगी। डैश मारना पड़ेगा ग्रेंजर का, वहां से एक किल उनको मिल चुका है, डबल किल लेकर जाना चाहते हैं और एक्सोडी लेकिन मिस करेंगे पूरी तरीके से। फ्लेकर का इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा, पीछे आएंगे और उसी के साथ 2 बंदे धाराशाही टीम ऑलमोस्ट प्रो के। बात करें टीम बिट, बढ़िया तरीके से डिफेंड किया और इस समय उनके पास मौका रहेगा ये लॉर्ड किसी तरीके से लेने का। उससे पहले उनको जो है एचपी भरनी पड़ेगी क्योंकि जंगलर के पास एचपी की कमी है। वो सीधा जाएंगे अपनी बेस की तरफ, एचपी रिफिल करेंगे और इस लॉर्ड के लिए वो यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे। ये देखिए ये लेन जो है मैनेजमेंट करते हुए जा रहे हैं और पूरी लेन जो है क्लियर नहीं की है, थोड़ी सी यहाँ पे दिक्कत जो है वो तरीके से छोड़ी है और लॉर्ड डांस का आरंभ होता हुआ मेज वहां पे देखेंगे। फेडरन का भी आरंभ हो चुका है, फुल एचपी में मौजूदा रहेंगे, चिप की तरफ से उनके ऊपर इंगेज आता हुआ दिखेगा। लॉर्ड आ चुके हैं, उसके साथ साथ मटिल्डा वो भी आ चुकी है इस समय और ये देखिए 5 बंदे पूरे के पूरे एक बुश के अंदर बहुत संभल के खेलते हुए। और ये देखिए टीम को दूसरी तरफ चली गई है, लेन क्लियर करने चले गए, उनको भी पता है कि यहाँ पे ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट करेंगे तो ऊपर लेन पे जो है प्रेशर एक क्रिएट कर देते हैं। बालमन जो है टॉप का लेन क्लियर करके आ जाए, इसके कारण अब उनको वापसी करनी पड़ेगी टावर बचाने के लिए और ये दिक्कत का सामना इनको करना पड़ेगा। मिया इजिली यहाँ पे लौट लेगी, जोन आउट करने का प्रयास किया जाएगा, चिप को यहाँ पे पकड़ने का प्रयास करा जा रहा है लेकिन यहाँ पे दिक्कत हो सकती है। अप्रेजल बात ऑलरेडी यूज हो चुका है और इसी के साथ ये लॉर्ड जो है वो मिल जाएगा टीम ऑलमोस्ट प्रो को, लेकिन फाइट अभी खत्म नहीं है। सोरा का एक बड़ी अल्टीमेट आएगा और ये देखिए बेलियन की तरफ से डबल किल ट्रिपल किल मिलेगा, कोशिश रहने वाली है। मिया पीछे से जाएंगे डैमेज देते हुए फेडरिन को प्रार, फेडरिन यहाँ पे दाराशाही और उसी के साथ आई थिंक एमएमबी यहाँ पे जाते हुए जाएंगे। दैट सोनाटा चिप बचाएंगे मेज को, बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से बचाया जिंग, बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से मेज के लिए सामने वॉल बन के आए, वो डब सोनाटा को ब्लॉक किया उनकी बुलेट को, जिसके कारण उनका मेज अभी सर्वाइव कर पाया।
100% देखना पड़ेगा क्या करेंगे क्योंकि लॉर्ड काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा। सोरा काफी लो एंड इसी के साथ लॉर्ड डिफेंड करना पड़ेगा टीम को, क्या करेंगे क्योंकि एंड होने का भी काफी ज्यादा चांसेस है। ओ ये अपने अल्टीमेट के साथ
जी, बिल्कुल वो एरिया ऑफ डैमेज कवर करना चाहती है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा मिनियंस के ऊपर प्रहार करना चाहती हैं और उसी के साथ लॉर्ड को प्रहार खत्म किया जाएगा, लेकिन कितनी देर तक? मिया ऑलरेडी वहां पे रहेगी, पैटर्न जाएंगे, मस्त में निकलेंगे अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल करते हुए, लेकिन अभी भी मौजूद है। सोरा की तरफ से 2 बंदों का डैमेज और बढ़िया तरीके से यहाँ पे सेट लगेगा और ये देखिए सोरा का कितना बढ़िया सेट, रोकने का प्रयास, एम को व्यापार, एक के बच्चे एक यहाँ पे जो है खत्म होते हुए जाएंगे और उसी के साथ ट्रिपल किल, मेनियक लेने का प्रयास, लेकिन बेस खत्म होता हुआ जाएगा, बेस लॉक इन है और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे खत्म होता हुआ बेस को खत्म करेंगे और टीम इसी के साथ ऑलमोस्ट प्रो इस मैच को अपने नाम करती हुई जाएंगी। बेहतरीन तरीके से गेम प्ले और वो बेहतरीन गेम प्ले आया सोरा की तरफ से, जिस तरीके से इन्होंने यहाँ पे सेट लगाए हैं, जिस तरीके से इन्होंने फाइट ली अपनी लेन को डोमिनेट करते हुए, इस पूरे गेम को जो है डोमिनेट किया, अपने नाम किया और उसी के साथ इस मैच को अपनी टीम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मिया यहाँ पे ट्रिनिटी बिल के साथ गई थी, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग।
ओह डेफिनेटली वो आई थिंक यहाँ पर आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट, क्योंकि बरसर्कर फ्यूरी भी ऐसा एक टाइप ऑफ बिल्ड है जो मिया के ऊपर बनाते हैं एंड आई थिंक उसी के वजह से मैंने सोचा कि हमें आज मिया देखने मिल रहा है, बट कोई बात नहीं।
यस,
बट एमवीपी के बारे में बात करें तो माय गुडनेस काफी अच्छे तरह से किया है उन्होंने, क्योंकि सेट हमेशा दे रहे थे एंड ऊपर से बेलियन आ भी जाते थे एज अ गुड सपोर्ट एज वेल। उन्होंने भी बहुत काफी ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स खाई है टीम
यस,
फाइट में, क्योंकि उनका 6 डेथ्स है, तो आई थिंक वो भी बता सकता है कि वो भी ऐसे इजीली किल्स नहीं मार रहे थे, बट टर्रेट डैमेज बाप रे, दोनों के दोनों मार्क्स मैंने काफी अच्छी तरह से किया, बट मिया यहाँ पर एमवीपी होगी टर्रेट डैमेज के नाम पे।
जी, बिल्कुल और इसी के साथ बहुत ही बेहतरीन गेम प्ले आया इनकी तरफ से, बहुत ही सनहारे गेम प्ले मैं कहूँगा, दोनों ही टीम की तरफ से आया। इवन जो टीम डिफेंड कर रही थी, उनकी तरफ से ये बहुत अच्छा गेम प्ले था। थोड़ी-सी मिस्टेकें हुई इधर-उधर, जिसके कारण जो है थोड़ी-सी मैं कहूँगा कि मेरे को ना थोड़ी-सी रोटेशन वाइज़ जो है थोड़ी-सी कमी लगी टीम के बीच में, सिनर्जी के बीच में। लेकिन वो ऐसी चीज़ है कि जितना आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे उसको ना, वो उतना ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव होता है। आई होप नेक्स्ट टाइम अगर हम इन टीम का जो है कभी कास्टिंग करेंगे या फ्यूचर में इन टीम को देखेंगे ये इम्प्रूव करते हुए आगे बढ़े और ऐसे ही आगे जो है बढ़ने के लिए दोस्तों आपको ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा एल्गाम्बो ई स्पोर्ट्स का डिस्कॉर्ड और सोशल हैंडल्स आपको जो है फॉलो करने। ये ऐसे ही स्क्रीम्स टूर्नामेंट्स एल्गाम्बो ई स्पोर्ट्स आपके लिए लाता रहता है और ऐसी चांस अगर आपको मिस नहीं करना है तो फटाफट से रजिस्टर करने के लिए आपको क्या करना है, डिस्कॉर्ड ज्वाइन करो, वहां पे अपना जो टीम का इन्फो आपको देना पड़ेगा, रजिस्टर करो और ऐसी स्क्रीम्स खेलने के लिए रेडी रहो। तो मिलते हैं आपसे एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद।
वो पता चल जाएगा। Well, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is the MOBA Warmup Clash, and back again. We are here coming towards another best of one. Again, the teams, it is going to be Clutch God versus Dark Esports, and we are in for a ride. And let me welcome you, my co-caster. Hello, Ash TZ. How are you doing?
I'm doing really fine right now, and after a long time break, I'm back into the scene with the MOBA warm-up class series. So yeah, I mean, last day I was not available to be here. Today I'm free. I'm back to the
Let's
scene,
go.
and Clutch God will be the team going against Team Duck Esports. Okay, this is my first game for casting for Duck Esports. I'm not so much familiar with them, but Clutch God, we all are familiar with these guys. And we know this team is so good throughout the tournament of Algambo Esports. We have seen them playing, we have seen them growing, and in each and every Scream class series as well. They have been trying new things, they have been putting their efforts. But right now, it's a chance to prove themselves against Dark Esports. A single BO1 game, practice it is. You can try more, but if you'll win, you'll have the confidence again.
That's true. We love to see what our teams are in for a ride, given the fact that we do get Sylvana getting banned. That is actually surprising to see. Looks like the teams have done their homework, who their enemies gonna, you know, work towards. But at the same time, Clutch God been a very staple name at the Algambo Esports. So I do believe they are also cooking up.
Definitely, because banning out the Gwynny, Ruby, as well as Marshall, like you're having the meta knowledge right now. Because Ruby got buff, there is a chance that Gwynny might come on, so you banned it, and then the Marshall is into the ban list. So they must be thinking a lot to the ban scene. For now, Ducky Sports, they're gonna go for those Sylvana glue, and maybe the last ban might be falling into that something into the gold. I think I missed it. Yep.
Oh,
Usual.
looks like the teams did miss out one of the band, but it's okay. Looks like we will be moving forward to having a zoo shed out there. But my goodness, we'll have to see the burst coming in from Paquito. Crazy enough to actually counter Zushin. It's gonna be a Vixana. I was actually expecting something like a Lilia to jump in, or even a Zatian since it is not banned.
Same goes for me as well, like Zatian, Lunox, or maybe the Eve. Not the Vexana though, but strongly not the Vexana. They want to go for this Vexana pick here. And Kai coming in as well. There is a chance that Clutch God might gonna go for. Okay, sure.
Oh.
It's a flex show though. Even the Kai is flex right now. The Cho can go to EXP roam. Akai can do the jungle roam kind of thing. So both the picks are onto the flex phase. But I'm strongly agree with the Cho as the roamer and Akai as a
I'm
jungler.
bound by
What do you
nothing,
think?
be it family
That
or
would be
destiny.
really perfect since there is a Paquito and the jungler might not be taken down as easily. Since we are still into, a bit of a, you know, sustain meta, so we'll have to see how the teams are really pulling it up. As of now, for Duck Esports, they go in for a Gushin onto the jungle, which is really surprising that this is something I see in the ranks a lot, and onto the other side as well. It's just the same energy. But again, it's a scrim, so you can be trying out new heroes, you can be practicing those heroes as well, and this is the perfect space for that. So if you guys wanna have the chance, do join the Discord. That is, every single week, 3 times a week, we will be having the scrims. So do join us and surprise us.
Let's see Hanabi onto the ban list, and now from Clutch God side, they're gonna go for that Harley. Going to ban the last one, Duck Esports. What should it be? I mean, you have a Gushin, so you might gonna ban a Saber. Maybe there's a ban
I'm
onto the
not
Een.
the only
Even
one
like
banned by
Pichi,
these
Een got a buff
chains.
right now. The skill one during the Lies phase. is kind of having no cooldown right now. But the auto aim thing is got eradicated. So some plus to some minus for so many heroes right now, like the Argus
True.
as well. The ultimate without any like
I've been waiting for too
you don't
long.
have to put any skills for the ultimate. It will just come
That is true. That
deliberately
is
when you are
true.
at a low HP. Yeah.
We love to see how the teams will be, having a good time right here, given the fact that the Akai will be very
I am
problematic. But talking about the
vengeance
bans, 4 weeks out of the way,
incarnate.
understandable for the Paquito and the Moscow as well. The Esports is really cooking it up with their draft because it is unexpected to see that too against something like a Chow who can easily one shot be it onto the roam. Agree, there is not enough damage onto the roam Chow, but in a manner he can actually catch the Moscow. So for Clutch God, is it going to be an Irithel or is it going to be a
Magic
Clint?
is
Because
my life.
Hanabi as well as the carry is out of the way. Oh, that's not going to be
The
an
body
Irithel. I was
suffers.
expecting a Irithel to
The
jump in because
spirit
of the burst of
blooms.
the Fury, but it's okay. It is going to be a little slow.
Okay, like I was hoping the Clint though, but it's fine. It's fine. It's totally onto the mark. They're gonna go for this Harith here. So do the Vendetta coming in for the EXP against this Paquito. I was not
Oh.
even Phobius. Even the Phobius was open still. They don't want to go for it against this Paquito. No sustain. They want to go for.
Oh. Wait a minute, the Atlas. I get it now. Why is there a Vexana? That if the mage and the tank have the synergy, it will be very, very good. Given the fact that the lore and the horrifying skill would be just cherry on top right here for Duck Esports, but for Clutch God, they have immune skills. Harith is definitely on to the Purify. The Benedetta will be most likely onto the Flicker, will be having the immune skill to herself. The same goes for the Chow. And as for Akai, he will be having to pin it out for it is like 50-50 for me, Ash.
Let's see. Like I mean, the way you broke it, it's really quick and really good. I mean, this Vexana and Atlas thing too works, but execution bar is really neat to thrown by them into the game only. And there you go, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Land of Dawn at the MOBA Weekly Scrim Clash at Algambo Esports. If you're new, do not forget to. Is it pause?
I think
Oh.
Ditsuka. Think. Oh, okay, okay. So, we are so sorry about that, but back again into the game. Looks like no first blood taken down. While the teams will be moving forward to take those, creeps away. Now, again, with the changes towards the creeps as well, I do believe the teams are prioritizing. Look at that Atlas trying to give that grab away towards the Paquito, who does get stunned up. There will be there, but Zushin, though, will he be able to get first blood?
This is the thing about the crypt management, Pichu. Like, even though you're going for the crab, I don't think anybody's going for the crab in the early phase. Like, it's the Throne Lizard and the Grammar. These two things are onto the verge of getting level 2. Perform it if you are taking the buff like normal rotation, then you're going for the Grammar or the Throne Lizard, you'll get the normal EXP. So, yeah, pros and cons of those rotations. So obviously you need to break it out. You need to try it out in their like normal games, and what better than trying it out at the scrims. Now the turtle is being getting contested, and from the behind we're gonna see that last with a flicker coming in. Retribution from the Gushin got the turtle. An eye for an eye. Final blow. Vegeta goes in there. SOD got connected, secured the first blood. Team Clash
Ooh.
got 1 for none. Turtle into the hand of Team Great Ducky Sports.
This is what I was talking about. The way Benedetta can immune, it is like a counter, but at the same time, it is not. There is a Zaman force drop down into the bottom lane. It's a battle where the team
Oh.
messed up right there, but okay, almost close. So minions will be freezed out, but hey, Gushian missed out as on his combo, looking quite low. He's trying to get out of the way while the Atlas is taking hits as of now.
No, I thought like maybe Gushen, sorry, not the Gushen, but the Harith will be taking down that Moscow, but no, that's an easy escape for Moscow to be in the better position. Okay, Electro final blow. Am I gonna come up here? Yep, it will come up, but before it can express any damage to the players of Ducky Sport, she just got down there.
Okay, 1 for 1. They just made it really close down, but at the same time, is it okay? Because for now, both the tankers are already level 4, so that's going to be where the team's deciding to where to gank.
Yep, let's see. 1 for 1. The score is Duck Esports. They are really looking forward to this second turtle as well. Last time, the class with the flicker and the secret skill did the work so well, but this time, will he gonna give the same set? With some art, I can say Clutch God is prepared for it. They will be they will be looking forward this turtle to get contested by them as well. The Malforce popped up once again, going for the set here at last. That's a blade coming in. Gushin goes in with the 12 blades, gonna get the kill. Onto the Harith, comes back as soon as possible, easily. Here you go, heavy spin, but not gonna get anybody onto the target.
Let's
Oh, the
see.
fight continues with the Eternal Guardian popping over there. That is the Spear of Misery. Fatal Link, 3 people caught in the hand. Execution falls down immediately. Slain happen onto the Kai. Panda goes down. Electro final blow. Spear of Misery. Sanford gonna get down there. Okay, the name was quite familiar, but execution was not there. Proper one. No. 5-1 with the very unusual draft PG. This is why I say execution do matters a lot.
That is true. Execution is definitely a thing that the teams will have to look forward to. But Duck Esports, as of now, is having a comfortable time onto the kills as well as onto the gold as well. We'll have to look forward what they will be trying to deliver, because Chow does have the potential, but being a one-man pickup while the other team has gone in for a set, it is really a disadvantage. So for the Atlas, I feel like that is also another reason why they are getting a bit of a comfortable space. But let's see though if the Chow is able to jump in, because he does have a flicker.
Let's see. 5-1 the score is. They got the second turtle as well. They're ahead with the macro. They're ahead with the. Oh, that's
Oh,
a quick reflex from the Paquito for that engage. But suddenly we're going to see that trap down coming out from the side of team. Clutch God, he was ahead of the map. It's kind of overextending, and that's why he falls down now. Kushin goes in for the revenge, finds a kill there with the daggers. Get some structures onto the top, I believe, with this kill. But so
got
far, I'll say like the game is going like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes you're gonna
yeah.
see it's Duck Esports with the advantage, and then Clutch got, but Duck Esports they're in better position right now.
100% right there. Let's see if they're able to get a comeback, because they do have an Akai who has not joined in much. But hey, Atlas might be getting kicked. But Erwin does realize that's a tank and that is no option right there. Hey, yeah, sorry, jumps in. There you go. He got pushed out of the way. Atlas had it right there, but the Moscow pushing it away would not be it. But hey, oh. Quite an early lot coming in from the Vexana, maybe a bit of a panic play, but Gushin down off camera.
By the guy there. This is the thing about the Moscow. Sometimes I feel like Moscow do anti-teamwork by pushing out the enemies. Oh, that's a flicker coming in, a quick reflex, and there you go. Spirit Misery connected, and Moscow uh, just replenish what he did fault. The fault he did there. Pakita goes in there. Zaman first popped up, immediately punish out that Harith there. Akai in the meantime got the turtle, but at the cost of what, Pichi? 2 kills. And
Two
maybe the
kills.
bot turret won.
That is true, though. That is definitely a lot when we are talking about. So, team will have to think about it on where they need to come up. And as for Clutch God, they are not playing all together. Look at Duck Esports. They have at least two members on together. The jungler is just like making waves. Oh, the SRE doesn't connect, just inches away. Kenneth is trying to take away that Lethal, goes in for the heavy spin.
Okay, Akai gonna go for that trap down there onto the Atlas. Atlas is kind of totally move forward, but he gonna use the Fat Links at the last moment. And Moscow gonna goes for the engage. Got a kill there. Paquito goes in for the engage as well. From the behind, we're gonna see the okay, Cho with the Shinpo. Got that kill on the Paquito, and now Jushin Barsh in with the 12 daggers. Gonna get the kill on the Jushin. Double now. If you just falls down with the Harith going for the Zaman first again. Akai gonna go for the hindrance, and Moscow will be taken out here. Clutch God slowly but surely making the comeback.
100% they are making a comeback, but at the same time, they need to get their marksmen really farmed up. That is where the team will be having a bit of an easier time. And as for Leon, he was making waves, trying to push down those turrets. But for now, him being taken down, there is those, farm getting denied. Clutch God, what are they going to do? Because just 17 seconds for the Lord. With the heavy spin combo, they can get the Lord against a Gusion, but there is an Atlas though. Atlas is still a threat.
Let's see. I mean, even though Hugh has been taken out a lot of times, but still he is able to give that fatal links every time. And you just have two purify, Harith and Jushin. He's actually waiting for the Jushin to bait his purify and then go for the attack. That's what the strategy behind this Atlas fatal links, I believe. Every time, everywhere you find this guy giving out the zone for his team, Ducky Sports. That's why I said like unusual picks, but the synergy is quite good from Ducky Sports. They might be trying out this kind of picks, Pitchy. Who knows? Like it's a scream after all. But that's the
Oh,
structure sequence onto the bot side. Gonna go for the second tier as well. 3v non situation. SOD connected. Gonna go for the safe. Yo, Moscow back on time.
I mean, there is the Atlas coming in for the backup as quickly as possible. That is a good response that is Duck Esports is giving. And since they are the ones taking the Lord, we will have to see how many turrets or even how many inhibitors they can actually take away. Now for Ducky Sports, their main goal will be the second tiers melted down, but before that, Kenneth though, he will be getting attacked. Purple buff would be stolen away. That would be the Gusion, but wait a minute. Hey, Kenneth, heavy spin.
Have pinned him onto the wall right now, but look at Atlas. Somehow finds his way. Concept comes in. Fatal links into the way. Paquito goes for the engage. Finds a kill out of the Benedicta. And it falls down. Kenneth into the way as well. 3-man set. And the Lord got disparted with that holy shield, but doesn't matter. You open up the map by taking down all those mid-tier. Moscow still alive. And look at that Atlas, man. I mean, really. Every time he's in danger, he serves. No, I'm the danger, bro.
Yeah, that
Okay,
is
now
true.
mid-tier one. It's
Oh,
about to open. Oh, that's a proper engaging coming out from this cushion with those daggers. That damage is insane at this moment. Really want to see that Skypius stack onto the cushion, right?
100% right there. And on top of that, that how Moscow is playing, his passive is also triggering so that the team members will be having an easier time right there. Now that the inhibitors are down, most likely the bottom inhibitor will be taken as well. What are we expecting? Oh, look at that top lane melted down. Heavy spin that comes on to the Gusion, unfortunately taken down. Zaman Foods. There was like a lot of resources pulled off just for one member.
Sometimes I'll say patience is the key to win. You need to patient patiently wait some time if you really wants to win the game. Like you are in a better position, you have the inhibitors onto your hand. No need to go for those kills. Like kills don't make you win, guys. It's more the macro, more the objective scenes. That's the thing which make you win. But there's a pause coming in here. Maybe some technical glitch from any of the player as we saw the game was getting forward. It was smooth though, but now maybe. There's some issues behind the match, so we'll be fixing it soon and then coming back stronger. But Pichi, having a Gusion in this meta working so well, do you think like this is the comfortness, or it's because Clutch God was giving those sets to that Gusion, or they don't have a proper counter for the Gusion?
For now, the counter would be the Chow, but at the same time, Chow is not able to give that setup. So that is really not working out for them. The one man pickup, I feel like the composition is really good, but at the same time, it is just not enough because there's an atlas. Simple. If you give a one man setup, we just saw how the team was putting every single resources on one hero. I mean, one enemy. But what happens after? Because Chow has done his work. Now the re-engage is really hard for them.
Okay, let's see. The pause is about to go off, and then only we can watch out what is happening or not, because law is yet to come. Just need more 37 seconds to be barging into the land of dawn. Mm, As soon as the law will be in, I believe Team Ducky Sports will not gonna waste their time to secure that lot, because somewhat you can see if the Harith will complete the Trinity, Stalim Skyth, Feather of Heaven, Holy Crystal, and then some more items like Blood Wings and all, then he might be an invincible warrior for Clutch God. So that's the reason I'll say they might not gonna. I mean, wanna want it to go into the late phase of the match. So finish it as much quick as you can when you're having the upper hand.
Let's see, what is it going to be now? The teams are really getting ready, trying to take down the inhibitors, and just one inhibitor standing for the side of Team Clutch Guard. For them to make a comeback, they need to make sure to take away the Paquito and then the Moscow as well. And that is a lot of members when you have a one man pickup. So it is literally 50-50 for them to actually win. And you did mention, the patience is a key for them. If they are able to play that kind of a game, there might be a chance. But the chances on how the team is playing around are looking quite low.
I don't think they're gonna end it with this slot. Look at the thing. It's not cordially good here. It's just top mid and bot top lane is totally ignored right now. Lord about to get deflected around. A class comes in first. There is the Purify still on. Oh, look at the Lantern player, Shinpo. We have Dragon comes in. At class. Need to go back because Akai also used the heavy spin. A lot of resources burned down there though. The Lord is yet to get cleared. SOD connected from the top lane. A lot of minions waves are getting channeled out into the tier. There you go. Another inhibitor falls down. At last goes down as well. It's a 4v5 situation right now with some minions marching in. Look at the Moscow with the damage. His penetration is too high. He's locking down the base. He's gonna complete it without any fuss. Just locked it down this time, and the crown will get popped up as easy as possible. They just patiently wait for that opening and they got it. That's why I said patience was the key to success, and they waited for it. They waited for that last to goes down. And if you're gonna see it, Pitchy, Atlas was never the problem. He was the bait there. He
Yeah.
baited himself to take out some resources so that they can easily take on the crown. That's it.
Yes, again coming in, and Lily takes away the MVP 209. Crazy. They really played it out this, synergy wise. They had a very good synergy. And as for the side of Team Clutch God as well, not sure what happened to them. I do remember them, winning out tournaments. I do remember them winning out scrims as well. But as of now, they need to come up with a synergy.
It's okay. It's fine. It's just a scream though. You're just trying it out and it's did not go with your favor. But I believe they will make the comeback in the next Scream when they will fight it at Algambo Esports MOBA Warmup Class Series. with this, me, STZ, with Pitchy will be taking a short break. Coming back soon for the next game. Don't go anywhere. We will be same here. No changes. We will be having some other work. So Pitchy will be replacing him. So we'll be back soon. So guys, with this, taking a short break, coming back soon. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like the stream. Share the stream to your friends. Comment down whom you're supporting in the next game. Thank you.
Well, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is the MOBA Warmup Flash series back again with the last day of this week. This is going to be the last themes as well, if I'm correct. And with that, let's start with that teams that we have in our hands. The first team is going to be
I am
Excellent
not the only
Entropy,
one
and the
bound
second
by these
ARX
chains.
Esports. And both of them are being a little new. I do believe Epsilon Entropy have been right here for a long time in the tournament scene. I do remember their name, but for ARX Esports, lovely to see them. This
Different
is your caster
perspectives
PT,
expose
and
the
I am
same
joined by
truth.
Ash today.
2, 1.
Looks like he will be back, don't worry. But let's
Magic
move
is
on
my
towards
life.
the banning. Bans looks like Paquito is going to be a perma ban no matter what. And on that
I am the
same
power of
note,
light
we
incarnate.
will have to see what kind of a team composition the teams will be bringing in. Harriet out of the way, that means it's going to be a DHS user most likely. The carry or the Claude carry does have a very good chance to jump in as the marksman for Excellent Entropy or even ARX, given the fact that Harriet is out of the way. Now that the Kaja is here, let's see. Kaja, understandable, such a wonderful hero onto the roam, trying to take away the most important hero, but the Zushin being open though, the Zushin was not targeted and not picked as well. It's gonna be a Freya onto the goal lane. Now I do believe Freya is a bit outdated, but will it work? Looks like Ash is still having a bit of audio issues.
Need no
No
protection
I'm also
worries.
from the
having
rain.
a glitch. That's
Oh,
why I just updated my Discord. It was also laggy during the update as well. I don't know what's happening.
no
I thought
worries.
it's
You're
my
back, I
fault. And
believe.
yep. And there you go.
I'm
Freya on the
born
first
with
pick. Epsilon
talent.
Entropy going for the Freya. So did the Gwynny as well. Last time we saw the Gwynny band, but this time Gwynny is open, so they're gonna grab it up with the Valir coming as well. Look at that composition, Pitchy. Like proper chain CC. And against that, we're gonna see the Mincy, Bakshia, maybe a Lunox or a Lilia coming in for ARX Esports.
Highly
Some new things. I
possible.
mean, Duck, ARX, these guys are new in this Screams.
Yeah, this is the first time we are hearing about them. Let's see if they do win up against Epsilon Entropy, who have been in the market for so long. Now, I do believe there might be a little bit of member changes as well, but
Fight.
other than
Fight for
that,
the ultimate
we will
answer.
have to see how the teams will be moving forward. It's gonna be an Hilda. That means this is
I've
the
been
map
waiting
is
for
most
too
likely
long.
to be the grasslands.
Yep. And like having a Hilda and see Baksha that to revealing into the first pick, I'm not happy with it because there might be a chance they can
Come
go
on,
for the carry
Dexter.
here.
It's our
They can
showtime.
ban the carry as well, though. Yep, you banned it. This side gonna ban the Claw, then I think they're gonna ban the Moscow as well. The last match also look at it like the Moscow thing was totally overpowered the side of Duck Esports. They eventually won the game last moment when they trying to defend that up, but the Moscow dagger was initially hitting the base after hitting the enemies as well, so that's why they got the win there. Okay, glue, but glue is nerf, Pitchy.
Yep. Still is kind of an annoying hero in my
Butterfly is
opinion, but
born
at the
by thy
same time that
wish,
one man
guided
annoying
by
hero
lantern
doesn't work
flight.
anymore. It is just like a bit far away. If you want to go for those kind of heroes, you need to make sure to have your team composition to be on to the team fight, or maybe something like a jungler who can take down easily assassin junglers, or
I
even
am vengeance
where you guys can
incarnate.
re-engage as well, because for the glue to re-engage you need to successfully give a good setup. So let's wait and watch. Moscow is actually a very good hero that is popping up recently, and a lot of teams have been following through it, so this is crazy.
Definitely crazy. And next picks from Epsilon Entropy. They went for a Moscow against the Freya. I'm a bit specular about this pick against the Freya though. Still, if it's gonna work, it's gonna work well. And Clutch got losing to Duck Esports, and now if Epsilon and Trophy gonna lose out to ARX Esports, I would say like the Vic was totally, I mean, good for the new teams. I mean, the new teams are coming in and then they're defeating the old ones, that too in a big margin, not like a like a tough fight. They're taking on with just as easy as possible, kind of thing. Ranger and that last. That means the Freya is going to the EXP. Once again, the Bexana popping over here. Freya against the Mincy. What's you gonna say about it? Like a lot of mobility, a lot of dashes is going to get humbled by that King's Calling.
That is true. There's going to be problem where if the Mincetar is unchecked, that means the team will have to give a very good setup where the Mincetar is the first target. But to top it all off, the Vixana. Hey, that's a Vixana twice in a row. This is crazy.
I think, of course. With this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Line of Dawn. It's been team Epsilon Entropy versus ARX Esports, the last game of the night. And let's see who will be taking on the bottom because it is Algambo Esports weekly Scream Clash. You're right now watching it out at Algambo Esports YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to like, stream, comment, and share the stream to your friends. Do join our Discord server. The link is given below in the chat as well as in our description. And also follow us in our social handle like Instagram because a lot of giveaways are going on in our Instagram handle and you'll be able to get info about it.
Yes, sir. And with that, let's go. Let's go. What do you guys think? Which team will be having an upper hand? Yeah, best of one series, Epsilon Entropy versus ARX Esports. Let's go.
Of course. Yet to find their first blood. Oh, that's a quick one. Look into the way. Freya doesn't want to go for the engage, but invasion is happening there. Klaus goes in for the sea creature. Vexana falls down immediately there. Blue buff about to get invaded. Freya farming for the follow-up, and that will be the double into the hand of the Gwynny.
Ooh.
It's a great
There
start.
you go.
Yep.
What a good amount of set that is coming in from Guinevere, who has been playing out really aggressively, but now giving out the jungler so much farm that is just insane. Top lane, what is it going to be? Kyle, he's just making sure, but there goes Blessed Sky as well with the flicker, making sure he will be taken down no matter what.
It's a sweet revenge, I'll say, but then it turned out to be a 3-0 set for the side of team Epsilon Entropy. They could have turned the table, ARX Esports, but this is what experience looks like kind of having less experience than Epsilon Entropy. That's why Epsilon Entropy know that if we immaculate the early phase of the game, we might be giving out deliveries onto the late phase of the game as well. Look at that engage coming in, King's Calling.
Oh,
Everybody will be fine. No, Valir constantly poking down with the damage. Minsita couldn't even survive, and that's why he falls down immediately there. On the top side, that's a Granger versus Moscow, and you know you need to take down the Moscow so that the Granger will have the snowball.
let's see, what is it going to be? There goes the Hilda trying to knock down. The mobility is right there. Baksha jumps in as well. They want to go for a full-on damage now that there is the Purify coming in from the Vexana. That was a panic Purify though. I mean, Vexana really thought that she would be taken down.
Of course, and now as you went for the Panic Purify, you don't have it for the next 100 seconds. You're vulnerable to the Fatal Links as well. Look at the stun coming in from the Valir. Vinifies the kill onto the Hilda. Now they might gonna go for the Invade onto the red buff as well. Look at it. They're going for it. They know they have a chance. They have an opening because the frontliner is down. Okay, that's a spatial migration coming in with that Valor can make a kill secured onto the Vexi.
crazy. They are fighting in their enemy's land and they are still taking all those kills, all those creeps as well, which is really crazy coming in. But wait a minute, onto the top lane, there is the Hilda getting stunned up and Zhao taking it away. This is really looking good for the Granger as well.
Of course, he's getting the stack right now, and nobody is there to stop him. And you gave the snowball, easy snowball. Look at it. Sodi was about to connect onto the Granger, and Gwynny just stand out there. Okay, that's a shutdown happen onto the Moscow again, and now on the top side, the cross map play is going on. Will he go back? Yep. Tortoise positions onto the way, getting constantly poked down by the Balir. Now the Hilda comes in for the follow up. From the behind, we're gonna see the Mincy as well, but nothing much gonna happen here. It's just the turtle for Epsilon Entropy. 9-0 the score is. Goal lead is getting higher and higher. And once again, the Valkyrie Decence comes into the way. He doesn't have the ultimate right now, so that's a punishment for the Hilda. Okay, Vexana. He's in a bad position. Gonna kick him down. Double kill secured by the Freya here. Might gonna go for the triple. Look at the Gwynny waiting for the set out of the box here. Goes in for the special migration. Valerikim comes to the way. Killing spree for the Granger. Final blow given by him. And to the mid. Tier 1 is about to fall down. Bro, this is kind of domination. Like, no chance, no way to flinch for RX Esports.
Yep, this is the domination you are waiting for, and ARX Esports are really struggling to find a kill right there for Epsilon Entropy. They're, they have really in a comfortable position as of now, with the Crux having the 5 kills, and that's the maximum so far in this team. Wait a minute, okay, Kyle does jumps in, but I don't believe it is a very good option right now. Even with the flicker, he was unable to take it down, but hey, mid lane as well, double kill.
Scores are getting higher. You're not getting any trades at this point. 15-0 the score is. Not a single kill has been given in the hand of ARX Esports. A pure domination is being shown right now from side of Team Epsilon and Trophy. Do you think at this stage, coming back is kind of look impossible for ARX Esports? What they can do is pacing off some things, but do you really think you can do it? Because somehow you can see Epsilon Entropy entering into their turrets, into their zone, taking them down there as well. So, like, they know they have a huge level and damage gaps. Session migration connected. Lindsay falls down from the behind. At last goes in for the Battlings. 2-man caught in the way. And look at that setup coming in for the Valir. Got a kill there. Unspell secured on the Bakshi as well. Look at the damage. Double kill secured. Desperata triple coming in. And that will be a wipe out. 20-0. 15 converted into 20. Desperation converted into domination. That's what I say. But right now, it's totally domination going on as a domination.
Yes, sir. Look at them. The team. Epsilon Entropy. Really on a roll. Okay, King's Calling comes in. Despite that, the Atlas immunes that. The Mincit are really looking in a very low health as of now. So for them, it's gonna be one last turtle and possibly the Lord. But is it possible to end without the Lord for Epsilon Entropy?
A 13k huge goal lead right now. Don't want to go for the turtle. They want to capture the Lord there, but look at the Granger. He has some other ideas to do on. King's Calling has been taken on, so Hilda. Oh, she got away. She got away with the help of, but no, Granger is coming for the stop. Does have the Sky Piercer got a kill with the Rhapsody into the way. Now, Special Migration, Valerikim just got connected. Slow down, double kill secured. Sky Piercer walking so well. Or take a Maniac or Sabbath. That's what the Granger is thinking right now. Xiao Yan looking for that perfect set of Lord here. They're gonna take the Lord.
let's see. Let's see what is it going to be, because now that the Lord is back, the team will have to go for Team ARX Esports. They will have to go for a defense mode. They will be having to make sure that the inhibitors won't be falling down. It's just the first Lord, and despite not having a kills, they have a chance. But if they lose that chance, it's going to be really, really dicey. So let's see what we will be looking forward to, or maybe even with this Lord, there is a chance that the game could end. Oh, wait a minute, a fatal link comes in.
Fiddlings comes in. Valkyrie decent as well. Legendary secured by the Granger. Gonna got the double kill. No, it's a mega for the Valir. 2 men down. Lord marching into the mid. The Holy Chill is not even there. Queenie is trying to go for the setup on the Bakshia top lane. Totally being exposed. Might get that BO1 as well. Oh, no. That's a good escape though. Purify for the Vexana. She's right now without the Purify. The cooldown is 83 seconds. It's so high. From the behind, resurrection happens. Mincy is back. King's Calling is being there. Might gonna get use it. Lord standing out of the pit. Vexana falls down. Legend secured by the Granger. Rhapsody coming in. Slither of HP. Goes back there. Special migration connected. Rhapsody again. Double kill secured. Bakshi falls down. That's a beautiful battling set coming in. Triple kill for the Granger. Gonna go for a Maniac at this moment. And he gonna get it as well. Savage secured. And with this is the end of ARX Esports, because Team Epsilon Entropy gonna take the end with a Savage into the hand of Zioga.
Oh my goodness. What a game. What a game into the hands of Epsilon Entropy. My goodness. They just made sure to get that absolute domination, not giving anything into the hands of enemy. Look at that. That is crazy.
It's decorated right now. I'm sorry to laugh like this. Really a very bad thing as a caster, but what can I say? Like, it's their start though. It's the start, Pitchy. Like, even we somehow started like this as a player. Every team starts somewhere. So ARX Esports is their start today, and I believe they will learn their mistakes. They will come stronger. They will do better in the next stream. All the best, ARX Esports. And this is the most decorated KDA, most decorated scoreboard. As for the side of Epsilon Entropy, they will obviously screenshot it and will have it for their side. Like, really, this is what a pure domination looks like, an annihilation. When we say it looks like this. And with this, Pitchy, it's time for us to take adios from the weekly Scrim Clash, and we have to do an announcement, which was actually not done last time because I was not there, and I'm not sure it was done or not because I was not casting that night. So now, guys, the announcement is like this: MWF. I'm not saying any slangs. It's really a code, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll having the weekly scrims. Yes, guys, you heard me right. Every time we had it Monday and Wednesday, but now in addition to it, it's the Friday. This week we did it on the Saturday, but from next week onwards, it will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll have 15 games, 5 games each day, or maybe 6 games each day, 5 or 6, which will be variantly. It will be variant. I'm not sure about it though. But 3 days are lock on. Pichi, are you happy or not? Because I'm so happy because we're going to cast these underdog teams, scrims, more and more, and getting knowledge about them because like these are the teams, these are the future of MOBA 5.
That's true. We love to see which team comes up top. And this is also a way for them to actually practice and make sure to have an easier time in the tournaments as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned with us. Do join the Discord if you guys want to join up for you know, the scrims, and don't forget the announcements as well. So, do stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time.